We are live. Hello, everybody. How you doing? Happy Friday. Friday afternoon. We're sitting in right now for the dude. He's off somewhere celebrating his birthday. So I thought me and Keno Mike would takes two of us to take over the dude's channel. You know what I mean? He not just taking over his channel, but his spot that he has. So I'm waiting for everybody to catch up here a little bit. See if we get in anybody coming in. Anybody want to jump on? Let me see if I can put up the. Where is it at? Not here. Why am not live on YouTube? Doesn't make any sense. Keto Mike, what's up, brother?
How's it going?
All right, how you doing? All right.
I can't complain. Let's see. I gotta mute the other. I forgot to mute it. There we go. I got it done now. All righty. Well, I just got back in from walking the dogs, and man, it's hot outside.
Oh man, I tell you what, we had rain, a little bit of rain last night,
Mhm.
and it went down to 84. I mean, I had to get my winter coat on.
Wow.
Yeah, but now it's
Yeah.
back. Now it's back up again. I mean, it's crazy hot. I don't
Let's
know.
see.
I'm trying. I'm having a hard time getting from YouTube. Let me see if I can add YouTube here. It's not showing up live on YouTube for some reason.
Let's see. I got it.
Wonder what's going on here. I don't know. I see there's a. There it is, right there. We try it one more time. Let me go back over there, and if not,
I don't even know what the temperature is right now. Let's see. It's 89 right now. With a heat index, it feels like 96. Got up to 93 with a feel like of 102. Now that feel like here, it don't do it justice because you got that humidity, man. I've been at 102, and it don't feel like this. I mean, yeah, it
Yeah.
just with the humidity, it's like hot shower.
I'm just wondering why this ain't coming up. I thought I listened to what Double Dog told me to do, and I'm not.
What you trying to do? What you trying to do now? Maybe I can talk you through it.
Trying to pin it up on top here in the blue. You know what I mean? At the
Okay.
top.
All right.
Is it showing up there on yours?
Let me go back over to YouTube and look. No, it is not. So what you do is go up to the top on the YouTube into the address line,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
and you click on it
Copy it.
and copy it over to and place it in Say Something.
Okay.
And then enter it. And then when it comes up and displays, you can click on those three dots and say pin this comment. Pin it.
Mm-hmm. Hit paste or copy.
And Say Something, hit paste.
Copied it. Paste something. Paste. And go up top of the chat.
And you got to post. No, you got to post it now. You got to hit the enter and make it come up.
Okay, and then three dots.
And then the three dots, and you'll say post it or pin it, and then it'll go up to the top.
Done deal. Okay.
That's one way. And then the other way is you do the StreamYard. If you want to do the StreamYard thing, you come up and copy it the same way and post it the same way, and it'll show up the same way.
Gotcha. Okay. I got it. It's there.
Yep, that's to get to the YouTube there. to the YouTube feed. Now, do you want the StreamYard feed up there though?
Yeah, that one I know how to do.
Okay.
I think I do. Yeah, I think I do.
All right.
Look there. StreamYard, I got to hit the invite, right? Copy it to the clipboard.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and then go down to the bottom here. Paste it. Okay, but it don't go to the top. So
no, I think if you you got 3 dots beside it. Oh, go over to YouTube. Go over to YouTube and do it. Go over to YouTube and you can do the paste in. You can do the pinning in with it. Go to that comment and hit the 3 dots and hit pin, and it'll go up there.
Let me see what I'm doing here. This is ridiculous. 3 dots, pin to messages. Bam.
Now you got it.
Back to streaming. Boy, I tell you, you know what? This modern technology. Well, hello, everybody. We're sitting in tonight. We're taking the dude's spot, I guess. This is his birthday weekend, so I do believe he might be processing some beer.
Patty Joe's.
For an up and coming. I tell you what, tonight we're sponsored by Patty Joe Beer.
That's right.
Okay, it's the only beer I know that you got to chase it with whiskey. Great stuff. Great stuff. Drunken Chef, what's up, ready?
Patty Joe Beer, the other PB&J.
Exactly.
It's not the PBJ, it's the PJB.
PJB. Seven Son, what's up, brother? We got Kenneth here, I guess.
Barbecue Mike. I was just over at your channel.
Kenneth is in. Let's see who else we got. 805, what's up, brother? Guess these guys are getting busy because the weekend's coming up and they got to get their stuff up for. I guess Monday's the 18th, right? Monday's Friday.
Yeah, isn't it?
Tuesday, I think.
Let's see. 805 has to do he's doing the dessert, right?
Yes, him and Lance.
I'm going to be real interested to see how he and Lance do on that. That's going to be really good to see.
Nobody thinks about it. I mean, nobody thinks about dessert. I mean, I can't think about it because if I do, I'll wind up in a coma, sugar coma. Find me in a 7-Eleven in the Little Debbie's aisle.
And you know, the thing is, I got to thinking about it last night, and I asked Lance. I said, can you do Dutch oven? And he said, yep, any dessert and just cook it, you know. And
yeah, I don't think they had anything with how to do it, whether it had to be done on a grill or whatever.
So I'd be doing a Dutch oven, and you know what I'd be entering if it was me? Pineapple upside down cake in a Dutch oven.
You know what? Marie said the same thing.
That cooks in a Dutch oven. Unbelievable. Oh, the caramelization you get on that is so good.
Drunken Chef's in the house. Built Loop 29.
What's up, here?
TN Bushcrafter, how you doing, buddy?
You working, Belt Loop?
Sheena, I think he is, yeah. He wasn't on last night. I didn't see him go on last night.
Poor guy with a Blackstone. There he is. All right.
My man, Rob. What's up, buddy?
Hey, Studs. He's a comedian tonight.
Who?
Because a poor guy with a Blackstone. I think he said, hey, Studs. I'm like, oh, yeah, there you go.
Yeah, right. You know,
that may be the first time in my life I've ever been called that.
Yeah, I got a thing in the mail today for erectile dysfunction. I said to Maria, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to come up with my own stuff. I'm going to start mailing it out to people. Okay, for erectile dysfunction, I'm going to call it splints.
I couldn't be a stud if I was holding a 2x4.
Exactly. Yeah. You can't make this stuff up. You know what I mean?
Oh me.
I mean, the crazy stuff how they target people. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, it is.
It's crazy. I mean, over 65, they send you out this stuff about Viagra. Who gives a crap about Viagra right now? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm trying to
get out of bed in the morning.
I got a call today. They spoofed a number and they got on there and they said, we're calling about, I'm from the health benefits uh, desk and we're calling about your health benefits. And I said, oh, you are? I said, tell me, why are you calling me on my own number? Why? It was my own number that they spoofed.
Can't make it up. I mean, just right. Big Mike J, AARP. I mean,
Yeah.
come on. After maybe I would say maybe after 4 years of not even worrying about what they want, why do they keep sending that stuff out to you? It's just almost ridiculous.
I was a member of AARP and I dropped out because I just they got really political and
Yep.
I don't want to be I don't want none of my money going to politics. I don't care what side it's on. I don't want it going there.
I don't talk politics. I don't want nothing to do with it.
That's right.
And this forum right here that we talk and everything like that. There's no need for that. Okay.
No.
I mean, we're watching everybody else's stuff, watching how we cook. Okay.
Yep.
Even I've been watching now a lot of with the homesteading and stuff like that.
Mhm.
I'm interested in see how, especially now with the drought. Nobody has declared a drought yet, but I mean, come on. Here the other day was 113. What are you supposed to do at 113 weather? You know what I mean? I guess take medication for erectile dysfunction would be the first thing that you would do. Unbelievable. They think everybody's stupid. That's what the whole problem is.
I heard some weather guys say, if you haven't had rain in 2 weeks, you're in a drought. And I'm like, oh, please, come on. 2 weeks? That's all?
Yeah.
That's nothing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Are you going to call it a drought in the desert because they didn't get rain in 2 weeks?
I mean, in the desert. I mean, come on.
Exactly. It's the desert. And I'm like, geez.
Mike, it was so weird because I'm looking at the window yesterday and I'm saying, whoa, I haven't seen a cloud. There was one cloud that was circling around by the house. I told Marie, there he is. My buddy found me, the cloud.
Well, are you the Las Vegas version of Pigpen?
But then it rained and it stopped, dried up. But then again, later on in the evening, it got, I guess maybe 1 or 2 towns over from us. I guess more to the east. Well, I'm sorry, more to the west. I guess up by Pahrump and stuff. Got a little, got some crazy weather. So, but we didn't very little, and that was it. So,
I was amazed when we went down to when we were out there and we drove down to what's the city?
Red Rock.
Bull City. We rode to Bullhead City down in Arizona. Mm-hmm. We're coming down, and I had no idea that until you get there, you're in Nevada the whole way until you get there. And once you get there, then it's across the river, and you're in Arizona. And I'm like, geez, I thought I'd be in Arizona before now, but no.
Unbelievable. I don't know if you caught my video today with
the short.
Yeah, no.
Yes, I did see it. I did see the other one.
Yeah, seafood and stuff. And I got to tell you, if you haven't yet, if anybody out there has not yet got or contacted the Drunken Chef at www.drunkenchefbarbecue.com, you got to check out his rubs. Now, I make my own rubs. I make my own SPG. I add a little onion powder to it.
Mm-hmm. Listen, I do too.
But he has the right amount of stuff in there, especially with the jalapeno. Okay, it is. I mean, I tell you what, I put it on the seafood, and seafood you got to be careful because it's salty. You can't put too much on there. But I put a little bit on there, shook it. I tell you what a great taste. Really good stuff. Really, really good stuff.
I have to watch out with jalapeno because my wife, when we ate carbs, a can of Hormel chili would break her out into a sweat. And she can't handle any heat. Now she'll tell you, "Oh, I like a little spice." No, she don't.
Marie was the same way. Marie didn't like no. If it's hot, I don't want no part of it. She seen you do it, she wouldn't eat it, anything like that. But when we were in North Carolina, she was growing peppers, and she grew some hot Italian peppers and a little bit of. I think we mixed up some habanero. I think that we had in there. So at that time, I was dealing with a bladder cancer, so I was limiting what I was eating. I used to get them small rounds, the bread rounds, like 100, whatever they were, less calories, whatever.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
I made onions and peppers, and I would put that on top of that bread and eat it. So she says, "Well, did you make anything for me?" I said, "No, you don't like hot peppers." All right. Well, I had some left in the pan. Well, she started eating on it, and it was
it grew on her. It grew on her.
Exactly. Yeah. So now when we got the chef stuff, she's putting on everything. Chicken, and you know what? It's good stuff. Really is. Also, I also use Uncle Steve's shake. I like some of his stuff also.
I like spicy, but I want the spicy to enhance the flavor. I don't want it to overwhelm it.
That's right. Now,
if I'm just tasting spice, then that's not good for that ruined the meal. As far as, I mean, not that I can't take it, because sometimes I can, sometimes I can't. But it depends on really the pepper, and it can not just the variety, but the pepper itself.
Exactly.
It's because last month sometime or another I had a jalapeno that, my God, that's the hottest jalapeno I've ever had in my life. And I've had some where I could just sit here with seeds in them, veins and everything in there, and just eat it like a banana pepper.
See, here's where I get in trouble now with the barbecue family. Okay, I don't understand. I guess it's my taste, I should say. How they put all that rub or spice on and coat it real heavy on the meat or ribs and stuff like that. My training, I would put it on a little bit. Okay, let the meat cook and the juices and stuff like that, and then add it as I want. But to overpower it that much with the stuff on there, I just don't. But that's my way of doing stuff.
Yeah, and I believe in enhancing the flavor, but don't overwhelm it.
And the same token too. I mean, you go through spices like that, and they're on the rise also. So
yeah, buddy, they are. Because you were talking about how you tried to find onion powder. Well, when I finally found some, I saw the price on it, and I like to faint it. I'm like, oh my God,
Yep, Bushcraft. But then I do the same thing.
I did just like you did. I looked at the chopped onion, and it was reasonably the minced onion, and I dehydrated minced onion, and it was reasonably priced. And I'm like, I know what I'm going to do if So I ended up finding one little thing of it and I bought it at Dollar Tree.
Mm-hmm.
One little small tube, and that'll last me a good while because I don't use a whole lot of it. I use the others, the garlic and the salt and the pepper, more than I use it, because the onion's higher in carbs, so I try not to use it too much.
Yeah.
But it's nice to add it in there on occasion. And with my Mikey mix that I mixed up, where you inspired me to do that when you did your Tommy Spice. I said I did the equal portion salt, pepper, and garlic powder, but then I did about half of that for the onion powder.
Yeah, I got one shaker that I have all my hot stuff in.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, with some salt. I got some habanero in there. I got some other stuff. In fact, I'm waiting on stuff from Daddy Dutch. Yeah, he has. I guess it should be here soon. That stuff's hot. It's got some hot stuff. So I mixed that up a little bit. Here's Fred's in jars. There's my friend.
And also we got Sheena. Sheena's here. Hey, Sheena.
Yeah. Sheena.
Drunken Chef said he'd be back.
Yeah. And I also, what I do is I have I have one shaker that I use a little bit now. Today, Marie had dried up some celery tops.
Mm-hmm.
She dried them up, and we had some jalapeno that she dried. And I just added Himalayan rock salt to it, and I blended it up. And put that in a little bit of a shaker now. I'll use that on some chicken. And yeah, so hey, she cooked yesterday. Marie cooked while I was trying to get editing and getting our stuff squared away here.
She didn't cook pesto, did she?
No, no,
Because
no. But I had to make sure. I had to go
that
out and
was
keep.
that was the latest video, pesto.
I had to go out and I know what you're talking about, Pesto. I think you two were talking back and forth each other. Yeah, something's going on here. Yeah. Everybody, ha ha ha! Put the old fat guy out.
Hey, hey, fat guys stick together.
Reform fat guys.
Reform fat men. That's right.
I went on the scale before and all of a sudden they come out and say, "Get off me!" I don't know where that came from.
Well, hey, yeah. When I used to step on it, you say one at a time, please.
Yeah, exactly. Unbelievable. Well,
What
anyway.
was it? The old joke or the guy, the lady went to, she was, it was like when she went to get onto a vehicle and she was really large and it was like a canyon wall there in front and so the guy said, "Wow, that's a big butt." And "Wow, that's a big butt." She turned around to him and said, "You didn't have to say it twice." He said, "I didn't. The second time was an echo." The second
Too funny. So
yeah.
I guess,
and it could have been a man. It could have been a man.
yeah, it could be. You're going to get yourself in trouble. Marie might have to make pesto. I don't know.
There you go. I got to check out Threads and Jars. Let me make a note here real quick over here.
Yeah, she's got some good stuff.
Threads.
She was like one of my first. She was like one of the first people that ever subscribed to me. So this is my cheese crackers. Okay, that's got some jalapeno in it and some pieces of pepperoni that Marie makes up. Yeah,
I like that. Hold that up again. Let me look at that.
Little snack. Oop.
I like that. Yeah. How'd y'all get it that shape?
She cooks it on the plate, puts it on parchment paper. Puts the shredded cheese and then lays all the stuff in there. Puts it in the microwave for a couple minutes.
And then you just cut it to size.
Just cut it, let it cool off a little bit, and then just cut it.
And then you can cut it, and then it'll harden up.
Yeah.
What the halo?
What the hell was that?
Wait a minute. Let me see here.
I need to clean these.
Let me see. I got to get this shut down here. I forgot she had a thing. Okay. I'd gone to her page and she had an intro thing on her front page, and so I had to go silence it because this way, if I put it up there, I'll remember to check it out.
Cool. Yeah, I've been from last night until today. I mean, going through, trying to catch up on everybody's stuff and watching it. No.
Oh, poor guy with a Blackstone. No, I haven't made the Pop-Tarts yet. I haven't perfected it because I hadn't found anything that will work as a glue to hold it together. I'm trying to. He had some Pop-Tarts the other day that he was trying. That was a Eggo maple syrup Eggo waffle Pop-Tart, and they look really good. And man, I could crush some Pop-Tarts in the day. And I've been working on trying to figure out a way of making a Pop-Tart that would be keto. And I have run into more issues with it. I can't find anything that works as a binder to keep the sides sealed to where it doesn't all leak out when you cook it.
And I'm use egg yolk.
I have. Didn't do it. It still leaked out. It still blew out. So
stapler?
Yeah. Tried that. I hadn't tried the stapler, but that may be next. But I was hoping to not do it in a fathead dough. I was hoping not to do fathead, but I may end up having to do fathead dough to get it right. I can't get it to seal. I'm having a devil of a time getting it to seal.
Old Tunes, how you doing? He's in the house. Old Tunes.
Tried egg yolk. Tried what else did I try? I tried
Said Xanum gum.
I tried that. I tried
How tight? How much are you making? I mean, how thick are you making
it's
it?
standard. It's just it's the same thickness of a regular Pop Tart. It's not super thick, and I've tried crimping.
Maybe you
Comes
got to
through
go a
the
little bit.
crimp.
Maybe you got to open it up a little bit further to seal it because you're not using the dough with it. That's for sure. You
No,
know.
and I'm you know I'm using the top layer and a bottom layer, and then I try to seal it around, and I can get parts of it to stick, but I can't get the whole thing to do it.
Hmm.
So I'll have inevitably there'll be one little place or two places that just it comes sliding out and it's all over the parchment paper, and I'm like, well, son of a gun.
Well, see, that's when you got to turn around and make it your own. Make it open like that.
Bushcrafter, yeah, it is. Xanthan gum can be keto if you, depending on what, which one you get. If it's one that does just the pure xanthan gum, or gar gum is a good one. Also, they'll also work. Both of them will for keto. But I try not to use it too much because
Messes with your
it
gut.
can, yeah, it can give you some interesting feelings later.
But in the same token, though, okay, if you're not using it all the time, it's okay.
Right. It's okay. Right. If you use it a lot, it will mess with you
Right.
good.
Just like with everything else. I mean,
I have not tried lecithin. Huh. I wonder if that would work. I might have to see about that.
what kind of filling are you putting in, Mike?
Putting in like I put in some nut butter with some uh, a small smear of jam on it. Really thin.
Did you try to use
I've
that?
tried just the jam. I tried just the jam in there, and it's still all of it leaks out. And the nut butter is it's pretty thick, and it it oozes out, which I expected it to ooze some, but I mean virtually all of it comes out, and there's no filling left.
So the whole idea is that if you don't have to bake it that long, you don't have to cook it that long, right?
Yeah, yeah, but I want to get it brown. I got to get it done. That's the thing, and it's not. I guess I'm gonna have to go to try and using fathead dough because I'm quite sure I can get fathead dough to work. I can seal fathead dough because I've made calzones and things like that with fathead dough,
Yeah.
and it'll seal. But it's I don't want to have that much cheese in a pop tart with a pop tart. I would rather do it with something else.
Marie said Elmer glue.
Elmer's glue, yeah.
That's
Normally,
the
egg
other
yolk
thing.
is a food version of Elmer's glue normally, but thank
I,
you.
I
He said
thanks,
we
Matt.
know. He was talking about we know our stuff. Thank you.
I like Rob's channel because he's down to earth with it. You know what I mean? And
Exactly.
I mean that's the kind of stuff I like. I mean, Jesus, nice and easy. He made he was doing with the cheeses and stuff. And not the cheese. I'm sorry, but the boy, oh boy, oh boy, Pringles. What do they call them?
Oh, the
See when you don't eat them.
yeah,
And he
yeah.
did that. He did that one. I like he hands them out to everybody. They're trying. It's not good.
I I even tried taking what do you call it? Nutritional yeast and mixing a little bit of water with it and making it into a paste type thing and try sealing it with that. It didn't work.
See, you got it. Now you're using egg wraps, right?
No, I haven't tried it with the egg life wraps yet. I need to try it with it. I want to, and if I do, I'll probably use those sweet cinnamon ones
Yeah,
to give
because
it the more extra flavor.
because they'll seal because of the xanthan gum that's in it.
Yeah, I've been trying. I with some tortillas that I've made with um, some almond flour and some with some coconut flour, where I mix it together and tried it with that, and it just doesn't turn out. So I'm going to try the egg life wraps too. That with that, you're right. That xanthan gum might work in it.
Yeah.
Because it does have a little bit. It does have a little bit. It doesn't have a lot, but it's got a little bit in there.
Okay, Rob, thanks for stopping by, buddy. Looking forward to the next video.
Yeah.
Radio Jonesy,
Old
what's
tunes.
up, brother?
How about it, Jonesy? Let's see. Is it morning time? It's morning time where you are right now, isn't it?
I watched his video last night. I tell you what, he's got some incline.
He does.
Be careful. Yeah, be careful out there,
he
brother.
he was like walking straight uphill. But he got a good view of the waterfront, though.
I told him last night, instead of just sitting on the dock of the bay, he's sitting on the top of the hill.
Oh, Marie said,
hoping he don't roll away.
Marie said, needle and thread. I'll sew that baby shut.
Yep.
I get that there edible thread. I get that. They got dissolvable sutures. I'll use them.
Yeah. And just hope you don't tie it in a knot in the way when you swallow it.
Yeah, man.
Hey, Marie, are you subscribed to Radio Jonesy? If not, go to his page and sign him up. Get some good stuff.
Old Tunes is here.
Old Tunes, Tennessee Bushcraft. Hiking staff. He needs cable cars for crying out loud to get to the top of that thing.
Yeah, the incline railroad in Chattanooga ain't that steep.
and the view is unbelievable. So right about now, do you think the dude right now would be? I think he was doing something with his grandson. I believe that's what he was doing.
Well, let's see. His
birthday's actually tomorrow.
Yeah, it's 2 hours difference for him, right? From me, so that would put it. He's at 4:30, so he may be.
Maybe happy.
I doubt he's into the happy hour just yet. Maybe a little bit, depending on if he had to work.
This is, you know yourself, this is the critical time right now, that double nickel age. Well, I tell you.
Jonesy, who mows that backyard for you? Do you do it yourself?
Yeah.
And how the heck do you do it?
He just bought a weed whacker.
So you do it with a weed whacker. Okay. That's dangerous.
He said he might have to get a goat.
He might have to get a goat.
Yeah. Go to
mountain goat. Make sure you get a mountain goat. Get him.
Go to tell him, what are you, nuts? Unbelievable.
Man, he Nicole Ruiz. Hey, Nicole.
Let's see here.
Who we got in here? I don't think we missed anybody. Or did we? We probably did. Because sometimes it can roll really fast.
Yeah. Yeah. Let's see. Another week down the tubes.
Yeah, I'm retired. I don't care.
Yeah, you get that. We should have put up Slacker 3 and Slacker Wannabe, or Slacker on in training.
Yeah, Slacker Wannabe. I got a question. When you first retired, did you have problems with when you wake up like, what day is this?
Like I still do.
Okay. I don't feel bad now.
No,
I don't feel bad now because I sometimes I wake up and I'm going, okay, what's that? Oh, it's Friday. Okay,
I thought making YouTube videos was going to calm things down, make life cook, sip my wine, whatever. This is like a freaking job. I mean, it don't stop.
You're right.
So I'm up first thing in the morning, okay, and I'm saying, all right, what am I going to do today? Let me go check this, and it's like going to work.
Because you want to follow all your friends. You want people who follow you. You want to pay back the gestures, and it takes time. It does take time, and I don't like to do partial watches. I like to do full watches, and that takes time. I'm retired and I haven't a clue what day, where I am in the week, month, or year. I
Dredge and George says
understand.
she has no idea where she's at.
I have learned disability. I have been it since I was 5 years old, and I have disorder. Wow.
You hang in there, Nicole.
Yes, ma'am. Hang in there. I'm.
Me and Marie both, we get that. Well, what day is it? It's today so and so, but when I first retired, actually, what happened was when I first retired, I was sick. I didn't know what was going on with bladder cancer and stuff like that. So
Hmm.
um, every day was a gift. But then once I started coming back out of it again, and getting back semi-normal, I was up at 3:30, 4 o'clock in the morning, like I was getting ready to go to work. You know, go
I have
take a
got.
shower.
I have gotten up at 5 o'clock in the morning for as long back as I can remember,
Yeah,
and I'm trying to work out not doing it now. But some days it just happens still. Most days it just happens still. So, but oh well, I'll manage. I have,
but
Paige. She's got the Alzheimer's, and she'll say, oh, I feel so bad. I don't remember what day it is. And I said, darling, that ain't got nothing to do with the Alzheimer's. This is just being retired. You don't have to keep up with the days, and so it's not important to you anymore what day it is.
it's the mindset. It's
Right.
basically what it is.
Yeah. And I said, and really and truly, it's not important. It doesn't matter to me what day it is, really, as long as I
Bushcraft,
ain't missed something.
bushcrafters, have a good night. If I don't see you later.
Yeah. Take care.
Okay. Yeah. The sad part is um, trying to keep up with our surroundings. We're in a 55 and older
Mm-hmm.
place, so there's still a lot of people that work.
Uh-huh.
The scary thing for me anyway is seeing how much the ambulance is in and out of here, the fire trucks and stuff, either
Yeah.
taking
We've
taking people out or whatever.
yeah.
That bothers me.
My next door neighbor to the right of me, they moved here from Oakland, California, and he's had brain surgery, and he has equilibrium problems, and he'll fall. He falls a lot, and I'm not positive, but I think he has seizures sometimes, and there's about once a month ambulance will be in here, and sometimes they take him, sometimes they don't. But sometimes it's just make sure he's okay and look at him, I guess. And if he is, he stays home. But bless
Yeah,
him, he's a really nice guy, and he and his wife both they have raised foster kids, and
mhm.
those kids they come back, they call them mom and dad, and they come back and see them, and they love them, and they're good to them, and you hear about bad stories about foster kids, not in that house.
Yeah.
They're good. Their kids that they've raised as foster kids love them, and they're their mom and dad for them.
So I know Sheena's doing her. Was it PFMMS?
Hmm. Yep.
No.
PSP, protein sparing modified fat, PSMF.
Yes. Yeah.
I'm gonna try that. Making that bread again. I tried it one time, and boy, it was such a failure. I don't think I whipped it long enough, to be honest with you. I think I needed to whip those egg whites a little longer.
See, I'm at the mindset where I don't miss the bread, not at all.
Well,
And if I go looking for, if I start making that kind of stuff, I have the tendencies to go. Let me try a little bit. One slice ain't gonna kill me.
right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
So
Well, I'm more concerned. I want to make. It's not necessarily the bread. I can live without the bread itself, the loaf bread, the standard sandwich bread.
mhm.
I can get by with the egg life wrap for that without any trouble. The thing for me is a hot dog bun or a hamburger bun,
Yeah,
and and not that I eat a hot dog that often, but like a bratwurst, I can get a good
Sausage.
Costco. Oh, Costco has a sausage Teton, the Teton sausages.
Yeah.
That is such a good sausage, and it is about as clean as you're gonna get.
See, I'm at the point right now. If I do cheat, it doesn't affect me that much. But the problem is, uh, once I do, it takes me 2 or 3 days to get out of that mode. In other
Hmm.
words, stomach pain and everything else like that.
Yeah.
Mike, for years and years and years, I used to think as I would make hot peppers and sausage, hot sausage, on a roll, and always thought it was the hot peppers and the sausage that was giving me heartburn. It was the bread. So
Yeah. Yeah.
whether I had some kind of allergy to it, which I don't think I did, but I always wound up with heartburn. Now, the doctor switched me out with medication. I was good up until this time. He particularly didn't care for this one medication I'm on, and this was caused from something else from my heart. So he puts me on this other medication, and I got to tell you, my blood sugar is up through the roof.
Yeah.
It went up about 40 or 50 points. I'm not a happy camper with that at all. So that's why I make the chaffles. And we made with the seafood, I made like garlic bread. I made the chaffles with a lot of garlic in it, and I tell you what, it was good. It came out really good. So I'm trying to keep up here reading everything.
Yeah, I'm trying to. I I understand what you mean about that. When I like when if I have something that I'm not supposed to have, because I mean, we're all human. It does happen.
Yep.
My point, I tell everybody, they'll dwell on having. They'll say, "Oh, I've ruined it all. I don't know. I can't. I've done that." You didn't ruin it all. You had one meal. Now keep it from being multiple meals or a month or a week or whatever. Get back in track. Get back on the train.
I told Sheena before on a comment that I said I'm glad that we connected, all of us connected.
Yes, me too.
Because now everybody has a parameter. There's no right and wrong way of doing this.
You're right. It's what works for you.
Exactly. It's like a collaboration type of thing. Alan, for instance, okay? Alan was making the breads and the desserts and stuff like that.
He is a master at making that bread.
and I said to him, I said, Alan, why are you doing that? Why are you, in other words, going for with the sweets and stuff like that? And he came back very simply, said, because people out there still want to have that kind of stuff.
They want them, and that's why when I do the product reviews and things like that, and I'm like, I may not use this all the time, but somebody out there does your dirty keto, quote unquote dirty keto, or I call it keto-ish. I don't like the word dirty keto. I like keto-ish, or technically keto, like the Keto Twins. Their channel, they do that. They call it that. Go for it. If it works for you, go for it. I'm not. Hey, I tell people, they say, "Can I do that? Can I do that?" I said, "You can do whatever you want to do, as long as it works for you."
Yeah.
But to know this, that if you're in this to lose weight, that chances are you're not going to lose it at as fast a rate if you're doing that as you would if you. The stricter you are, the faster you'll be doing it.
Yeah. See, Ken Berry put up a thing not too long ago. I guess maybe 5 days ago, about why isn't keto dying? Why isn't nobody? Okay, because it works.
Yeah, it works.
Because it works.
It works. Well, when I first went on, I was with Kaiser before I went on Medicare, and the doctor I had on Kaiser, he recommended I do keto, which my daughter had done it, and I said, you know what, I'm gonna try it. And I did a ton of research, but anyway, he was all for keto. He did it. His daddy does it. He was all for it. And several of the doctors there at Kaiser where I went, they were all for it. They loved it. So when I got on Medicare, I started going to another doctor, and when I went in there to see him, and he said, "So I see." I had gone to him before, and he goes, "Wow, you've lost a lot of weight." And he said, "How'd you do it?" I said, "I'm on keto." And he goes, "Oh." And I said, "What?" He goes, "Well, it's not sustainable." And I said, "Well, at that point, I had been on it 3 years. I said, I've been on it 3 years, and I lost 100 pounds at that time. At what point is this unsustainability supposed to kick in? And he looked at me and he through the mask, you could just see this big old smile come on his face, and he goes, "Okay, you got me."
Yeah. Now, now, for being in the bar and restaurant business most of my life, okay, I like to pop a few back every once in a while.
Yeah,
But I cannot do it like I used to.
no, I can't. Even if
With
I wasn't
age,
keto, I can't.
that is the only that if I have alcohol, I like my scotch. I like scotch on the rocks like that, or have some vodka, you know. But lately, I've been very light. The other day, I had a beer with that meal I made, but I had a half glass. Marie finished the rest of it. But I notice if I have alcohol, if I have my scotch or whatever, my blood sugar goes down pretty good. All right. But being probably with the diabetes and stuff, my pancreas and my liver is not functioning the right way.
Right.
So I got to be real careful with that. And I don't look for it. I don't crave it. And I guess because I'm getting older now, it really doesn't mean anything. But most of the food that I eat is very clean.
And most of mine is too. But I do have some stuff that it's not. And I freely admit it. No, I'm not hardcore on it. I'm not a person that believes in the keto police. I will.
Oh no.
I believe in you do you, and if it works, more power to you. If it
Yeah.
doesn't, then you need to rethink it.
It was almost like when I did carnivore. Okay, I was doing keto for a while and I stalled big time. All right. And come to find out, I was eating too much cheese, which I'm doing now.
Dairy will do that sometimes. Dairy will stall you.
And I go up a couple pounds, down a couple pounds. Now, since we switched medications again, I've lost another 2 pounds.
There you go.
From the medication. Plus, my blood sugar went down. Now it's back up again.
Mm-hmm.
So from when I had that surgery on my back when you were out here, okay, my blood sugar went through the roof. Put me on antibiotics. Down it came.
The infection caused that.
So now it's back up and down again. So being that I eat pretty clean, okay, if I look at something, we have nothing in the house for me to go off track with, but if I eat too much cheese or too much dairy or something like that, immediately goes up. That's why, even if I have too much chicken, too much protein, no fat,
right?
Okay, my sugar goes up.
Wow.
So it's almost like a double-edged sword for me with that kind of stuff. But I'm to the fact where, since I'm doing this, I feel so much better. I get around so much better. Right. That what I'm doing, and that's it. I mean, I'm over the hump as far as I used to eat ice cream and all that kind. Marie made an Italian cheesecake. Marron. Okay, I have to have a gun to keep people away from the house. Get out of here. Eat it.
Yeah,
that's gone. That craving's gone. So, but
see, I did have a sweet tooth, and I still do on occasion, and I'll partake of the keto sweets, and and folks say, well, can I have those treats? I said, yeah, you can have them. Just know this: junk food's still junk food, even if it's keto.
No matter how you look at it, exactly. What kills me is that you go into a place like Sprouts or Whole Foods, and you go inside the interior aisles, and you got all these keto bars and stuff. They're not. It's not. When you look in the back of that and you see the ingredients list, and it's that thick.
Yep.
With ingredients, it's other words for sugar. Other words for corn sugar, which is real bad for me. Mm-hmm. Okay. And just like if you look at, say, cornstarch for thickening, okay, you look at cornstarch and then you look at arrowroot, okay, where they say arrowroot is supposed to be better for you on keto.
Right, because it doesn't digest as well. It'll go through you.
But it's got the same count.
Yep.
It's got the
same total. It's same total. It's same total. But
so I mean, for that little bit, that's why I started using the avocado for thickening and to get away from all that other stuff. Because arrowroot, if you make a gravy with arrowroot, okay, it doesn't reheat well. It breaks. It separates.
Yeah.
cornstarch will hold together. Cornstarch has a tendency to break also, but the minimal amount that you use is no problem. But it will, some people it affects. So that's why you got to be very careful with using that kind of stuff.
Which when I would make a gravy, I used to use xanthan gum in it, and then I stopped using it because it didn't reheat well either.
Yeah. So now I use it in the past too, avocado. I don't like avocados. I don't like the taste.
I do. I like them. I like guacamole and avocados, the whole 9 yards.
Marie makes them, okay, and I try them. I don't know, something about the texture, but I'll cook with them. I'll put them in soups, stuff like that. Give me that thickening on it.
It'll cream it up too. It'll make it creamy.
Yeah. So.
And I'm going to start doing that. I've got some frozen avocado that I'm going to try that with, because what I've been doing is just letting it reduce, and do the heavy cream, do the broth, and whatever else is going in there, and just let it reduce until it becomes a gravy, and it works.
So what I do now is when I turn around and I make a cheese sauce, okay, I'll use the block cheddar, shred it up myself, because I don't. There again, the starch, the potato starch inside, but then whatever they use inside the shredded bags, okay, affects me. So. And believe me, a lot of times I'll buy the bag and say to hell with it, and just have a little bit.
Yeah, I have the bag on hand because there's times I don't feel like dealing with the block.
Exactly. Mike, there's some days I can't touch nothing without screwing a whole friggin' day up, and then I lose my mind.
Yep, been there, done that. And but I use Paige as a sounding board on it because I don't have problems with blood sugars. I'm blessed with that. Even with my heaviest, I didn't have issues with it, and. They classified me as pre-diabetic, but nothing ever happened. They said, "Oh, you will be in a year," but nothing ever happened, and that went on for 10 years.
No.
So I used her sounding board for how it reacted.
You got a bad signal there, Mike.
Uh-oh.
You're going in and out. It sounds like you're playing the piano.
Uh-oh. Better?
How about now?
Hear me.
Oh, Christ. See, I knew he was a friggin' alien.
Oh, boy.
You're back. You're back.
Okay. So I had Paige with her diabetes, and she's got a constant glucose monitor. So I monitor blood sugars based on how, or reactions based on how it affects her blood sugar. And the shredded cheese does not affect her. Radio Jonesy.
Hey.
Good day, mate.
Fresh out of the shower.
All right. Clean as a whistle.
Yeah, you could say that.
All right.
I've been enjoying the conversation while it was on in the bathroom. I was just having a listen, and it's interesting, the keto style. Like I really haven't heard much of it out here, but now you've explained most of the answers that I was when just in this little 15 minutes that I've been listening.
Now, do y'all may be called banting there.
Oh, mate, I'm not one for chasing diets, unfortunately.
Okay,
maybe I should have.
I know in some other countries that I hear them refer to it as banting, and so I thought they might do that there.
I've heard the caveman one. It was called. There's a diet here.
The paleo, caveman diet.
Carnivore.
Carnivore, yeah.
Nothing wrong with carnivore. Nothing wrong with meat.
No.
Just eating meat. But I can't. No. It's not sustainable today. But the money.
Sheena does the ketovore. She's ketovore.
That's basically what I did for a long time.
It works for her.
Yeah. But it's all the caveman one out here that I was looking at was all about like meats, fish, chickens, and beef, and then your vegetables that you grow, like everything that you can grow in your garden.
Yeah.
Or you can, if you can grow it, you can eat it. If you process it, you don't touch it.
Bingo. Right. That's it. Above ground vegetables you can eat. Some you can. I mean, some you shouldn't touch. But green leafy ones. Now, what's his name? Devil Dog said he eats sweet potato because he's got diabetes. Okay, I can't touch it. I have diabetes also.
I don't do it.
you can't have it. It'll raise you up and down. It's better than regular white potato, but it still contains one sweet potato is 27 carbs.
Yep.
So in my day, I do
Oh.
20 or under for the day.
I try to stay 20 or under net carbs. Now I think you do total carbs, don't you, Tom?
Yeah, total. I don't do no net. No,
Yeah.
everything's
So
total.
when it comes to the vegetables like broccoli, cauliflower, green beans, things like that, I don't even worry about it. I don't even worry about the carbs that are in it.
Trumpet Master's in the house.
Hey, Trumpet Master. I do. It's because let's face it, broccoli and all that didn't make me fat.
Yeah,
No,
exactly.
I've only just realised I've planted a whole heap of seedlings out to try to grow stuff. I've only been in this property for about 3 months, but I've been doing a lot of work and other things and traveling back to the mainland, and I really haven't had much time at home. It's only the last few weeks we've met is where I've had time to wake up in the house in the morning and do what I do during the day, and then to kill time, I've discovered this lovely community on YouTube. So like you were saying before, when you're sort of retired, I'm sort of semi-retired, but I do have to ask the lovely wife, what day is it,
Yeah,
apparently
exactly.
it's Saturday morning.
Now, if I remember right, when we used to talk to family back over in Brisbane, my mama's family, the time difference was like 16 hours. They were 16 hours ahead.
Yeah,
so are you 16 ahead of us on the East Coast?
Well, it's coming up to 9 a.m. Saturday. Yeah,
9
we
a.m.
are.
Saturday. Okay, so
It's only
so that's 14 hours.
That would sound like a bad night for me.
Oh, you said you played football.
Yeah. I played both. I played soccer, which I played semi-professional soccer here back in 79, 80, and 81, and then I got offered to. Long story. I got offered to change to another club, and then the football club I was with put me on the bench because they didn't like the idea that I was going to leave.
Here comes.
Hang on.
Marie's gonna come. Watch Marie. Will she bop him or will she not?
Marie will bring you
water. Anyway, long story short, I played rugby league as well, and that's where I made some good money.
Okay. But, I didn't know if you had played Australian rules or not.
I was not one for that sport. It was Australian rules. I tell you what, they are the fittest athletes you've ever known.
I agree.
You just you just run,
You're constantly running.
Yeah.
In college, I played rugby. And then when I got out of college, I was on a rugby team.
I can't hear you
as well.
I didn't hear the bell.
Wait, went through the microphone for crying out loud. What do you mean you can't hear the bell? Don't make me come in there.
But I have a lot of great memories from playing rugby. Man, Tom, have you ever seen rugby?
Oh yeah.
Rugby players.
We used to have rugby on Friday night at the bar.
I played one season of rugby and I gave it up after that season. I ended up with that many stud marks on my back because I was diving on the ball and everyone running over the top of you. And I go, oh man.
Well, what was your position?
Believe it or not, I was in the centers, so I was a fast mover.
Okay.
I'm struggling to do a little slow trot up the street now.
Okay, I was a forward and a prop.
In the bar business, we used to play rugby every Friday night, and I was a bartender.
There you go. I have, but we would.
No, just you know how goal kicking is important.
Oh yeah.
I was a soccer player, so when I went to this other club to train to keep fit before I joined my other soccer club, I was kicking these at training with these other mates of mine. I was just showing how you could kick around the corner like they do these days. In the 80s, everyone kicked with their toe, like their leg would go forward and poke it.
Right.
And I was like a something fresh, something new, something different. And then the guy goes, "Would you like to play for our local community team?" And I said, "Oh, just to keep fit, I'll give it a crack." And then the local professional league they had some injuries, and then they come around to the local divisions and said, try this guy, he can kick goals. And that was what really got me going, was I was a goal kicker. So when a goal kicker got hurt in the major grade, they plucked me out of the minors, and up I went.
The thing about rugby is, for the whole match, both sides will be beating hell out of each other. And
Yep.
then at the end of it, the teams will get together and they'll have one big party. And then there you go. Yep. Beer is consumed in great quantities.
Oh, yeah. Sometimes before the game.
Sometimes. But that
This is
it,
crazy.
you know, and whatever happened on the pitch, it stayed on the pitch.
Oh, yeah. And you always shook hands. Like
Absolutely.
them days was fabulous times where, you could get into a fight in a bar.
Mhm.
And like I back in my youth, I said to somebody, gee, she looks nice or whatever. And that word got back to the boyfriend, who actually was a biker and a bouncer
Oh
at
man.
that bar. And he said, hey, mate, you and me need to talk. And I said, yeah, what about? And I think just to come out here, next thing you know, we're slugging it out. And then after I've copped a flogging, he's picked me up and said, come on, you deserve a beer now. And and we went and had a few beers and become good friends.
There you go. I've had some friends who have had that happen to them in bars, and I've had to rescue them, for lack of a better word, because I ain't bad, but bad in my younger days. Bad wouldn't mess with me. I was
That's a good thing.
I was something. And now I'm going to end it as fast as possible, in whatever way I got
wish right now in my life, you know how you can always say, if you go back in time, what would you change? And everyone says, I'd change nothing. I'd do this, I'd do that. Well, I would have put more time in guitar playing and singing, because right now the career path, like being in music and in the like in entertainment sort of industry, you can just wish I was better at what I do than if I like recently learning and training and practicing. But if I did that when I was 16, man, I got friends now traveling the world, having a great old time, and they're in their late 50s and still pretending to be rock stars, and having a great old time.
Same sentiment. When I was younger, excuse me, I played drums since I'm 5. I was in a band, this and that. So my family, we're building houses and stuff. My brother bought this bar across the street from where we were building. This is out in a country setting, and he wanted to turn it into a Italian restaurant. Hey, look, we're Irish. You don't want to do that. I was playing in the bands. I said, I tell you what, on Friday night, let me bring the guys in. We'll set up. We'll play some and see how it goes. Well, it turned into a rock and roll club. But here's my mistake. I gave up playing to go into this business, and then trying to get back out to play again was like, just forget about it.
Oh yeah, I've got a drum kit. I've got a drum kit. Hang on. Well, it's actually that side, but it's pointing to the wrong side on the camera. But nice. Yeah, right. Yeah, I've got a drum kit there, and it keeps me fit. It keeps me focused. I just love listening to either old bands and just trying to play to what they've done.
I come out here to Vegas, and a buddy of mine who has he's into old doo-wop stuff and everything like that. Pretty good size producer back in the day and stuff. He put me in touch with a guy out here to start playing again, show bands and stuff.
Yep.
And what happened was the guy sends me I'm going to send you a list of songs. He said, pick 10 that you would like to play. We'll get together and do the audition. I said, no problem. He sends me out the playlist of 225 songs on the playlist.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay, so I picked through them, and I watched them, watch the other guys in the band and stuff on. In fact, on YouTube and stuff like that. So we're getting ready to go play. I'm getting ready to go set up now. Like I said, it's been many years since I played out. So I got this electronic set here, and I said to the guy, I got an electronic set. He said, actually, that's even better. He says, because we're having a lot of complaints about it, loudness and stuff.
Yeah, easy
We
for
have a
noise.
Mhm.
So this, all of a sudden, I get a phone call saying, guess what? It's off because guy's in the hospital with a blood disorder. What are you talking about? Well, anyway, he had a cat that scratched him and wound up with sepsis. Okay, he almost died, the guy.
The cat
So
scratch fever.
Yeah, that was the next show. That was my next joke I was going to do.
Oh, I'm sorry.
And that's all right. But he turned around and he said, "Tom, as soon as we get going," he says, you're in with it." He said, "But but that's the way it's going out here. It's really really tough to get any kind of gigs because it's all corporate stuff. They're putting these corporate bands together. They get Eagles. They got a Eagles tribute band. They got and now they just did a Rolling Stones tribute band. All these different casinos now. That's what they're putting together.
Yeah, a good friend of mine. His name's Stu Greenwood. He plays in about 5 bands, but they do a Rolling Stones cover show here. They're fully licensed by the Rolling Stones to pretend to be the Rolling Stones, and they do it. They do the generational changes. They change their outfits. They start with the early stuff and then finish with the late stuff. And he's that good that a promoter in America was looking for a Mick Jagger copy to go on tour around America, and they plucked him from Australia and gave him the right royal treatment. He toured all over the country in America doing the Rolling Stones cover band. I forget the exact. Was it it could have been the Rolling Stoned cover band, or it could have been, yeah, yeah.
I like that name.
Yeah, but he said that's the closest thing he's ever had to feeling like a rock star because he was pampered. They had a bus for him. They had all had private rooms, big city to big city to big concert halls, and he had a blast.
Yeah,
So,
I got one thing on me that's musical, and it doesn't show itself unless I eat beans.
yes.
Sheena, you're up, kiddo.
Hang on. There's something for that.
Hello, everyone.
Hey, Sheena.
Oh, sorry about that, Sheena.
All right. How you doing, kid?
Doing great. Hope you guys are doing good. Sounds like it.
Yeah, can't complain. Nobody will listen.
You said your birthday's in September, so is mine.
Oh, wonderful. I'm the 10th. So,
I'm the 23rd.
wow.
I'll be 66.
Oh, wow. We're both
Clickety click.
I'm going to be 68 in October.
Well, you
Oh, the baby.
26th.
Sorry, Sheena, I cut you off.
Tom doesn't look a day over 40.
Yeah. You ought to hear these bones talk about a musical instrument. I could be in a reggae band with all the cracking and popping goes on.
Are you calculating in dog years? If you are, tell me my age.
So, Sheena, how did your food day go today?
Well, I'll be honest with you. I thought that the refeed, I was really looking at the numbers and I thought, man, that's going to be a lot of food. How am I going to do this? But because you have to add more fat, kind of like your fat numbers are quite a bit, about, I would say 20 points higher than the protein. I thought, man, that's going to be a lot of food. I'm so full. Well, let me tell you right now, the higher the fat, the food, the higher the calories, which means really you're not really eating that much more. You're just eating more fat. So I'm my eggs after a while, and then I'm going to call it because then I'll be where I'm supposed to be. But, granted, I didn't use my 30 carbs. I used 5 carbs because I'm used to 0 carb. So I did 5 carbs because I ate tomatoes from my garden and I weighed them and some onion. So, and I did good with that. So, yeah, it was great because I'm starting to add back things that I haven't had in such a long time. Because for me to battle the out, get over it, and heal my body, I had to remove everything that was causing problems. So now I get to start adding stuff back. And to be honest, I'm really excited about that. But I'm glad it wasn't more food than I could handle. But I mean, being on such low numbers, you look at those numbers, and before on carnivore, I wasn't keeping numbers. I was just eating till I was, and so I did
Lost her.
think.
Breaking up a bit.
Yeah, I know she's going in and out for some reason, getting muted.
Yeah.
I don't know what's going on. See, the thing with the with carnivore, okay, is it's naturally an elimination diet. You're only eating one thing. You're eating meat. Okay,
Yep.
so you eliminate everything out, and you do that for a little bit. You watch the weight drop. Okay, but then what happened with me? It started playing with my stomach a little bit. So, I started adding back a little bit more at a time. Some green vegetables and stuff like that. A little bit, and I started feeling better. Okay, because it will drain, it will take you down. It'll get you back down to zero. If you have any kind of liver issues, if you have any kind of issues with your pancreas and stuff like that, I was insulin resistant, so I was putting out too much insulin.
Right.
Back on the carnivore, just a meat-based diet, I dropped all them numbers back down again, but I had to be careful. Because you know what? My body wasn't used to regular glucose numbers. So I'm full bore into ketosis. Okay, I didn't even know what the hell that was, and I'm like, whoa! The clarity and everything was just like like unbelievable. But my organs were saying, "Ooh, what are you doing? We need sugar. We need this. We need that." Okay, so when I slowly went back into, then I was doing ketovore. Okay, and that's when everything sort of sunk. My blood sugar numbers came back to normal. They had to take me off. A lot of medication. Okay, and I started getting back into it again. Now they switched up my medication again. Okay, so I went from 12 different medications down to 3, and they switched one out because they gave me a stent back in 2015 or 16 that I didn't need. Okay, so therefore they put me on medication that you have to be on because of the stent, so you don't get blood clots and stuff. So they put me into an arrhythmia, and they put me on a medication to lower my heart rate down. Well, I mean, I'd wake up in the morning, ready to go. The next thing you know, I'm like this after the medication. So now we're slowly backing away from that, and I tell you what, I don't take no bull crap from any doctors anymore. You know, I'm paying you, okay, for you to tell me what's wrong with me because I don't know. Okay, and you're going to put me on this different medication. It's not going to work. So that's where I'm at right now. You know what I'm saying?
Barbecue Mike, thank you very much. I appreciate it.
He's got a good channel.
I loved his channel today. Now, Sheena, was it you that canned meat the other day? Uh-oh, she's muted.
Yeah, I didn't mute her.
I can you hear me?
Yes, you were going in and out.
Yes.
Okay. I don't know if it was my signal or what, but it did its little thing. But yeah, I agree. 2 years I eliminated everything to where I finally figured out, okay, well, all I can eat is beef. And so basically, whatever I was basically I didn't lose anything on carnivore. I got, bulker, but I didn't really lose anything. And so my body composition changed a little, but for the most part. And I was like, okay, I know I'm healed. I know what I can eat now. My lupus is in remission. And so, I'm glad to be going back to ketovore so that I can slowly start. I knew I could eat from my garden because my garden's organic, but now it's a good thing.
Mm-hmm.
You know what? Also, Sheena, you got to be careful of too. When I went on carnivore, I mean, I stalled, okay, but I didn't stall to the point where not losing weight. I was losing inches. I mean, I lost pant sizes like you wouldn't believe, okay, and that was a good thing, okay. But what I feared was, I mean, I had a belly. My belly went around the corner before I got there, a half hour before I got there. You know what I mean? That's how I had a big stomach. So I got that reduced down. I mean, still got a little bit of a gut there, but not like it was. And the problem is loose skin. And and the only way they say, well, if you lose a lot of weight real fast, then you need plastic surgery. I'm going to take my time with it, and
Yeah,
I'm going to be
we'll see if
around.
it'll tighten up on its own. I got
Yeah.
loose skin now. I went from a 44 pants to a 36.
Wow. Yeah. See,
That is amazing.
I went from 52 to 50. Oh, well, I'm sorry. Whoa. 52 to 40.
I was going to say, that's me on a weekend.
Yeah. I was going to say 52 to 50. What the hell am I doing? No, down to 40. I mean, I lost. At one point, I was in the store and I went to reach the top shelf. My pants fell down.
Oh, we got Alan in the house. Alan's Awesome Keto World's in the house. Hey,
Yeah,
Alan.
How you doing, buddy?
Hello, Alan.
Alan, you want to come up? You can come on up.
Hello.
He is the master of that PSMF bread. That man can cook a loaf of that and nothing flat, and I ain't been able to cook the first one yet.
Okay.
I'm not whipping it enough. I think I'm not whipping my eggs enough.
Alan does a lot of exercise also.
Yes, he does.
And that is key. Okay.
Yes.
You got to understand. Now, I broke back in 2014, I think it was. I broke my leg in 4 places. Okay, my ankle and 3 other places in my left leg. I got 13 screws and 4 plates. I had to walk with a cane. Okay, because I couldn't get around too good. The bottom line was, from using my other leg and being overweight, I mean, my whole system was all goofed up. So for me to even think about doing any kind of walking or exercise, I got an electric cart right here that I'm looking to get rid of. I don't need it anymore because of this whole
There
year.
you go.
You know what I mean? So everybody says to me, every once in a while, I'll take my cane with me. And everybody says, well, why do you carry a cane if you don't need it? I said, because I can't run. Okay. And somebody comes around me, I'll bust them.
I'm a whopping. I got a whopping stick.
Yeah. But
Not a walking stick, but a whopping stick.
so my doctor says to me, he says, well, you know what? He said, this is, you got to stay on some of this medication because I said, because why? Because you guys were wrong and I was right. I said, I went 12 years through the endocrinologist and all these different doctors to get my blood sugar down. Come to find out, the pills that I was on, I was chasing my tail.
Yeah.
Everything.
That's the thing. Yeah, a lot of these pills they interact the wrong way with these other pills, and one doctor doesn't know what these others do. It's a mess, with the way it is.
Yeah. So Alan does his walking and stuff like that, which I'm a big. I haven't been lately. I have not been walking. I mean, the freaking heat is like ridiculous. So, but I'm getting back into the pool again this week. I'm going to start back at the pool again. That really helped me. That really brought me around.
I used to do, and I'm gonna get back into it. There's a type of yoga called DDP yoga. It's the guy who came up with it, for lack of a better word, invented it. I mean, yoga has not been. He didn't invent yoga, but he was a professional wrestler, Diamond Dallas Page, and
Wow.
he injured his back really bad, and they told him he'll never wrestle again. And so he said, nah, he said, I just got into this. Because he came to wrestling later than most of them. Most of them start really young, and he was up near in his late 30s when he started. And he said, yeah, I'm not buying that. So somebody said, well, try yoga. And he looked at it and he said, yeah, that's not me. So he said, but I agreed that would probably help. So he said, I came up with my own version of yoga. And now he markets it, and I've got his CDs, and I used to do them, and I'm telling you, it's a workout.
Just
and
like
it helps.
If I was 10 years younger, okay, and doing this, all right, I tell you one thing, I don't see nothing around, especially out here. This is almost like the food capital of the world, Vegas, with every buffet that's out here.
Mm-hmm.
But I haven't seen, even throughout the country, I don't know of too many places that are keto restaurants.
No, I don't know of any that are strictly keto.
Okay. I mean, what a concept.
I haven't found a restaurant yet that I can't work a meal out of what they have.
I
But
thought about doing a keto truck, honestly, back when I started 5 years
yeah,
ago. I was like, we need a keto food truck because I can park right across the street from the hospital and have more than enough business because everybody here does keto.
Yeah. I mean, there's one restaurant I go to, okay, and like I said, we haven't been there in a while, but I mean, I go there. They make it's an Italian Tuscany kitchen. It's called, okay, the Tuscany kitchen, and it's more meats and stuff like that. Most people think of Italian food, spaghettis and stuff like that. They have that there, but Tuscany is the home of the beef of meat in Italy, and they make steaks and stuff. They make a filet mignon over there, and they make spinach, cream spinach that is set for me. I'll get the Caesar salad. Okay, they make the fresh dressing, no carbs in it. The only thing I do is I pick off the croutons, but everything else is made that way. So and I'm starting to notice now, if you start telling people that I'm doing keto, I have no starch, no sugars, no carbs, they'll give you some kind of they'll tell you what they have, and you can pick it from there.
Right.
But if I was 10 years younger, that's where I'd be right now. I'd have my own place, doing nothing but keto.
Man,
And I would be like the soup Nazi. No sugar for you.
no sugar for you. Yeah, I love it. That's great.
Yeah.
Man, I love the idea of a food truck. We have a good family friend. She's got a food truck. It's called Meatballers. And those meatballs are just incredible. But she has other stuff besides the meatballs. Her family is Italian, and it's fantastic. She makes this sausage and peppers that are just melt in your mouth. It's great.
I mean, the whole idea is that we were so even cooking. Okay, in culinary school they teach you, all right, what you need to put out. You need to put out a starch, okay, a vegetable, a protein. Okay, so now you can mix it up in between all that and do it this way. So you stop and think about it. You go to a restaurant, you sit down. What's the first thing they bring you over? Bread. Okay.
Because it fills you up and it's cheap.
Then they turn around and take your order, baked potato, okay, French fries, or whatever else. Okay, and they put that up. Then you get your little portion of whatever you have, okay, your vegetables. It could be corn or whatever other vegetables. So you get starch, and then some sugar, and then they give you the dessert menu. So basically what you did was you carved yourself up till you can't see anymore. And then you sit back and say, everybody, oh.
And don't forget, you eat all those carbs, and then whenever you eat the fatty meat, that, my friend, is what causes the cholesterol that clogs your heart. Right there.
Yeah. Bingo. So I'm glad you said that because I've been battling over the past 20 years with cholesterol. Not me personally. I mean, my cholesterol was like 200 or whatever. And back in the day, I remember when they said cholesterol was okay at 200. You were good at 200. Then they dropped it down to 150. Now they want it down to 100. So last year when I started this, actually it was before that too, but my cholesterol was 220, I think. Well, that's a little high. I got to put on some medication. Once I started doing this right here, last time I went, my cholesterol was 121. Okay. My triglycerides were at one point. Okay. I was working in a restaurant, testing this, breads, this, that. Okay. My triglycerides was 1,630.
Good God.
That's supposed to be over 150.
Man.
Okay. So I dropped that from that. My cardiologist told me I was the talk of a cocktail party.
When I was doing keto, when I had my heart attack, but it was lupus that caused that, not keto. And when I told the cardiologist, he said, "What diet are you on?" And I said, "Keto." And he said, "Oh my gosh, I don't want to see this." And when he did the heart cath, he was like, "Holy crap, she's clean. You have damage, but your arteries are clean." And my cholesterol is horrible, and I will not take statins. But there's proof in the pudding.
I can't take the statins. makes my liver numbers go out of whack. It just goes crazy.
So that's what I'm talking about. You're chasing your tail. So they had me on metformin. They even put me on insulin for a while. Okay,
Wow.
because I'm producing. They don't do an insulin test. That's the problem.
Yeah. Go ahead, Jonesy. I cut you off. I'm sorry.
No, I was just going to say my wife's on some tablets for cholesterol, but I thought my lifestyle, like I travel, eat when you can, you're eating garbage really, and you're drinking, all sorts of stuff. But I went for a full checkup the other day, and I couldn't believe it when she said, "No, your cholesterol's fine, and everything's fine, but overweight is the problem." So she just said, yeah, she basically said, "You're the fittest fat person I've met."
The highest my cholesterol ever was 240, and the highest my triglycerides was 170. Now I'm well within range on everything, and my HDL was like 20, but now it's up near 80. My HDL, which is a good one, and my LDL is down to like 80 something or something like that. It's
I mean, barbecue Mike G is just talking about when he goes to an Italian restaurant, he has ossobuco. Okay, stop it there, man. What is it? Okay, bone, meat, bone marrow.
Yep.
And there it is.
All the good stuff.
Yeah, I mean, Marie. Okay, Marie's a great cook. Okay, and Marie has nothing wrong with her. Nothing. The doctor just looks at her stuff and looks back at her again and says, hey, but everything we ate was with pasta, potatoes. I'm an Irishman. Okay. So everything goes with a 7-course meal is a 6-pack and a potato,
Mm-hmm.
But that's what we did. And thinking that we were doing good, well, cut back on the fat. The thing that hurt this country was, okay, when Dr. Atkins came out and started saying about eat more fat and this and that, they wanted to kill him.
Yeah.
Okay? The bottom line is, but it was the big pharma, big food, trying to kill us with profit, as far as flours, sugars, stuff like that. So
Never heard that before.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Alan says watch a video by David Diamond on LDL, and he teaches you about the data and it'll make you rethink high LDL. Okay,
yeah, exactly.
I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna watch it.
Also, I keep saying this. Also, check out Dr. Eric Weissman. Okay,
I have watched some of his stuff. Yes,
Weissman. Okay,
yeah, Weissman. I've watched it.
Here's a guy who he actually prescribes the keto diet to people.
Right.
It's a prescription.
Well, like Dr. Ken Berry, he does it. Dr. Berry, he does that.
Yeah. So I mean, all these guys, all this stuff now is coming out now about the cholesterol. The HDL is too high. Doesn't mean nothing. Does not mean anything. Doesn't mean anything. So,
cholesterol will save your life if you have a heart attack, because cholesterol is what repairs your heart or any place that you get a bleed. It's the cholesterol that's like a Band-Aid.
Yeah, you're right. Here's the thing that cracks me up. I mean, after a while, you listen to these guys. Like I said, I was brought up to where you respect the doctor, you listen to the doctor, or whoever. Okay, but at what point are they going to turn around and say, "Hey, we were wrong. This is not the way it's supposed to. This is not the way it's supposed to happen." I mean, is it the money? I mean, I don't get it. I just don't get it.
As long as healthcare is driven by pharmaceuticals, it's never going to change. The bottom line is about the dollar. It's just like albuterol. It used to be really cheap, and then they decided, well, this isn't, we need more money, so they changed the packaging so that they could charge more. And that's how it is. It's always, we're not going to prescribe. They knock them off the market, and then you have no choice but to purchase things that, like me, I could barely afford. It was like take medicine or eat. So that's when I said, I've had enough of this monopoly.
Steve, I don't think you'll ever see that, son. I don't think you'll ever see that. He wants the garbage to do a cook-off between me and Marie.
Ha! Nope. I
Uh-uh.
bet that ain't happening.
Oh, I would like the ending.
No, you win, you still lose.
Yeah, damn it. I bet you she'd make what do you call
Remember,
Pesto.
for better or for worse.
Yeah, exactly.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
You know what, Sheena? When I turned around and they actually took me off. Yeah, I shouldn't say that. They didn't take me completely off my cholesterol medication. They said it still has good properties for for what goes on. Now, when they put a stent in me, okay, and I was at 42%. Now, from talking to another guy who's another cardiologist, said to me, not supposed to do that unless you're at least 60%. Okay. So now on one medication I'm on is 400 and some my end, 400 and some dollars a month. And I can't get off that medication. Okay. So just working what I'm doing now with keto and stuff like that, and I'm keeping it stable. I was telling Mike before, now they switched me out with another medication that keeps my heart in steady in rhythm, slows it down a little bit. And all of a sudden now, since I switched it, my blood sugars went up. So if your body is producing glucose, okay, your body's also producing ketones. And the way we're eating, we produce more glucose than we do anything else. Mm-hmm. And then you change it, okay? Your body's still going to produce glucose because your brain needs both. It works better on ketones, but it needs to work on everything else. And all your other organs work good on glucose also. But keeping that even balance is where it's at. So taking a statin, taking all these medications to prevent you from making cholesterol, I think you're doing more damage than you're doing any good for anything.
Well, a lot of the problem too is those pills, the binders and the pills work against your diet.
Bingo.
Alan said that the American Diabetes Association has, for the first time, is saying low carb diet is the way to treat type 2 diabetes.
Yeah, but they're not saying which one. They're not saying how or why.
Right.
That's the problem.
I don't know how to get that organized.
Yeah.
How does that happen?
They
money.
Yeah,
It's all about the dollar bill. It's all about the
dollar bill. What was it? 1940s that the quote standard American diet came out. This doctor came out with it, and it was the food pyramid was a certain way in how you ate, and if anything, the food pyramid needs to be inverted. And it's ridiculous what they do.
That's a nice pose.
Yeah, you're right. You froze up, Mike.
I guess I should say we're not doctors, and this is strictly our opinions, and we're just having a good time. So just be sure and do your research. Your research, you can go back and look at case studies and learn as much as you're willing to learn. But definitely arm yourself with as much material as you possibly can, because only you can be your own advocate.
That's it. Exactly right. That's why I watch Mike. Me and Mike, basically, Mike's been doing a lot longer, but on YouTube, me and Mike's been, I guess maybe, I don't know, a couple months apart, whatever. I'm going to be, I started keto back in 2016. I did it for a while, lost 44 pounds, and just cried the blues all the time that I couldn't have a slice of pizza. But then when I went back on it last year, I was determined. I wasn't walking. I couldn't walk. My leg, a broken leg, and it just was, it was horrible. Anyway, long story short, my point is, me and Mike I started looking at him, and he watching me, and I watched Alan and a couple other people, and I'm saying, there's more to this than anything. So when I turn around and say, well, I'm watching doctors that are telling you, stop what you're doing, stop eating these carbs, stop eating this, and then I watch a couple of the doctors get chastised from their fellow doctors, and I'm saying there's more to it. So what Sheena just said about we're not doctors and this and that, but you know what I am, Sheena? I'm living proof, okay, that exactly what can happen if you switch things up a little bit. Now, I'm not saying drastic. I'm clean. I eat clean with it, and that's the only way I can sustain it. Okay, is to eat clean. If I cheat a little bit, I go off the rails. But not being a doctor or a dietitian or anything else like that. This is what's working for me. It's working for you. It's working for Mike. It's working for Alan. Everybody that I
Absolutely.
know. And what I like about what Sheena does, Sheena grows her own stuff. We used to do it. Now we're apartment dwellers, so I can't. Marie has a little garden out on the balcony and stuff like that, which is fine for me. But yeah, once you know what's going on,
Some of my earlier videos, I was in an apartment as well on the beach on the mid north coast of New South Wales, and yeah, I had peppers and onions, all sorts of things growing on the actual balcony there. It was a bit of a challenge to myself to see what can I do here, and so it was a bit of fun. And people would come over and go, "Wow, can I eat some peas?" Like I had some peas growing. I said, "Go help yourself and pick whatever you want." And then my wife goes, "I wouldn't eat that. He's grown that." I'm going, "Oh man, where do you think it's come from in the first place?"
there was nothing better than Marie would go out in the morning and pick up real small little sprigs of asparagus that were just grown wild. We planted them, but the next year it came back up better. And go out, she'd cut them out. Next thing you know, she'd make me scrambled eggs with asparagus. There's nothing better than that. Nothing better.
And why I say that is that now I've got this big block of a hill behind me, and I've got all this space to work out what to do with. I've got my seedlings growing, and I didn't believe how big broccoli grows, because I've probably got about 80 seedlings coming through. Yeah.
But you know what's nice. But you know what's nice about what you got there? I mean, if you can stand on it to plant it long enough, okay, no matter how you plant it, it's still going to go straight up. So that hill could be like this. It's still going to grow up like this. So
yeah, I'm probably going to zigzag a track and have a couple of flat sections, and I've got a shovel. I can't get it. The worst part about it, I can't get any excavator or anything up the back. So unless I get a crane and lift it over the house. So yeah, I'm going to have to use a shovel. It is.
Have you thought about doing like terrace? Like here, we would use like railroad ties, and what you do would be dig down, and basically you're making steps, but it would be your flower beds, basically a raised bed.
Well, there is some railway sleepers in a section there that it must be from the 50s, because they're that old, and hardwood. Still got the steel spikes that hold this track to the sleeper, or the sleeper to the track. Or they're hidden away. I've sort of discovered them. That someone had a platform there before. So I'm going to have a bit of fun with the channel. I'm going to have a bit of fun like that with myself, and might just film it. People might think it's interesting, but
yeah, but you know what it is.
It is interesting. I would like to watch it. I would love it, because, I always learn something from someone else, and I have some hilly spots in my back pasture. And so, it's a learning experience for you and other people too. And they can give you good ideas too.
Yeah, that's the thing about YouTube. It's if you're not sure how to do something, you search it, and up it pops, and someone's had a crack at it before you, and you either take their advice or you don't. But that's the beauty of this social platform. It's fabulous for information.
And you know what it is? It's not one big gigantic channel against the little guys. I mean, everybody intermingles pretty nice with it. That's what I like about it. That's why I watch nothing but YouTube. I mean, I'll watch if I want to see news, I'll put it on and get it through YouTube. But I mean, I look at other different things. How to. I follow one guy. He's super huge. It's called my Wyoming Life or something like that. But he's a cattle rancher. Okay, he was in. I think he was in the radio business. I think that's what he said he was. And his father-in-law died, and mother couldn't handle it, so they moved out there. I don't know how many years ago, but they raised cattle for food. Yeah. How do you raise chickens also for food and everything? But just for me to sit back and watch that and saying, that's pretty
Uh,
interesting how they do that.
I grew up. I grew up as a little fella in a country town, so we used to have a family allotment. So we had acres of land, and we all had cows and sheep. And our family had local town butcher shop, and so as your grandfather did and your father did, I went into the butcher shop and done my time and my trade. Not in that shop itself, but down in Sydney when I moved down there. But I thought that's my path. I thought that's what I had to do. But I definitely discovered joys of other things, so I got out of that pretty quick.
Mike, your video's not up, Mike. I
Dang.
put you up there, but I can't see you. Camera's off. Yeah, I mean, I can't see you. It's not there.
Yeah, but I love watching other. That's the beauty of it. Like you can watch anything from. What's that guy who's got that ghost town in the middle of nowhere, like in a desert region? He's bought some town. He's got no water. He's got all these old buildings, and he's having a great old time in this.
Yeah.
And it's something that you would never see on television or whatever, but you just stumble on it and it hooks you. You sort of think, "Oh, what's he up to today?" Or what's he done this week?
I watched a guy build a cabin in Canada, and he didn't talk. And he used all primitive tools.
Yeah.
Okay, that fascinated me because my family were builders. You know what I mean? Until we went to the restaurant business later on, but that always interested me because I remember my dad with his different tools that he had. Don't touch this, and watch this guy build a whole thing of a series and grew a pretty significant YouTube channel out of it.
Mm-hmm.
That's very interesting. Here's the only one thing that gets me, Jonesy. Here's what bothers me a lot. Okay, and I'm probably naive about it too, but music. I'm a musician first. All right, and trying to
find some
make these videos and using their music and stuff like that. I don't see why somebody with copyrighted music wouldn't let me use their music. You know what I'm saying?
It's a licensing thing too. Like it's all about. I've got some music I've released and it's out on a band called LPL, and they I'm the manager of the music. So, but what you do is once you license it, so once you actually put it out there for sale, so it can get streamed and stuff, everyone gets a slice of the pie. Everyone gets a fraction of a cent of every time it's played. So that's why if I put that song that I wrote onto back of my video, I'd be giving money to somebody else, and it's sort of silly in a way. But if I don't,
I get that. I get that part of it. Okay, but I mean, after the music set, I don't want to bore anybody with this, but after the song has been up and they made millions and billions of dollars off it, why can't you reuse that again? You know what I'm saying? It's just stupid.
Yeah, well, maybe there is a thing there that could be said, but like I said, it's not the artist. Like people like Ringo Starr, like the Beatles, like massive. Was never a huge fan of the early stuff, but definitely the late stuff when they were all spaced out and having a great old time. I'm sort of into listening to that now and again. His manager sent me an email to promote his new music, which they're still doing music.
Yeah.
And that's how surreal is that to me, that someone that you sort of idolized as a little fella, his manager sending me an email to say, the email said it went, I'm the manager for Ringo Starr. You might know him. He used to be in a band called the Beatles.
Yeah, exactly.
You might know him.
That's how the email, and then it was all about the new album, and where he's a bit of a history, a bit of a bio.
Yeah,
of course you know it, and here's his new song. Yeah.
Stop and think about it. Okay, I have a recipe for roasted prime rib. Okay, and that'd be like me turning around and saying nobody else can use it. Can't use that. Okay, that's stupid. I mean, it just didn't make any sense.
Well, there's only so many chords in the world. You can they can go around and around in circles. And
I told you, I'm sorry, but my early videos, I used to put my beats in. I used to, play something out, okay, and put it up on a video. I have one where I was chopping garlic, okay. I was doing it, but I had alternative sounds to it, and I'm saying, "Chop that garlic, chop that garlic." Right?
Nobody uses cowbell enough. We need more cowbell.
Hang on.
They hit me with a strike. They gave me a strike against my own music. I said, "You're out of your mind."
I've put up a video where someone said, Radio Jonesy, you should put up a video with Radio Gaga as your sort of logo as you build into your intro or your outro or some music in the middle of your videos. So I found a nice Italian fellow that I messaged, and he said, yeah, mate, use your music. So I used that music in this whole video as backing, and there was only maybe 15 seconds here and 20 seconds there that they took a strike. They said you can't use the audio. Like, I uploaded it and they said this section and this section is copyrighted. Take it out. I took it out and replaced it with other music, but the rest of the song stayed in there. So,
I got banged. I lost 1,500 views, okay, on a short because of the chicken dance. 1,500 people I had to get rid of. Yeah.
Yeah. I was going to say it. Yeah.
They said it was okay. Bang, I got nothing.
A bit quicker than that, it goes, wah.
Yep, exactly. But I don't know. What are you going to do?
Yeah. Well, I'm assuming if you own this, like YouTube itself, it is a self-fulfilling business where you get people to, they run their business by selling ads from people who do all the work, upload all this stuff. It goes onto the platform and people watch it. And the more people watch it, the more advertisers will pay to get their ads out there. And then you make your money from that. And I'm assuming they're trying to streamline their outgoings more than their incomings, and hence all the
thing that gets me is that, I mean, they were talking about it the other night, that how YouTube will use our videos, being that we're not monetized yet, use our videos for put ads on, okay, and they test the waters with different companies and stuff. Well, I have one that just turned 6,300 views that YouTube is using and putting ads on. Okay, yep. So it just started. I mean, my average is 80, 90. If hold on, Mike. There you go, buddy.
There we go. I see me myself.
Yeah, there you go.
Out of the darkness, made into the light.
Welcome back, Mike.
Thank you.
So, I mean, yeah, a $1 billion company, but they pay licensing for. Somebody's got something.
Club that's 31 games under 500 now.
There's a TV gun there, Mike.
You see them a lot in the final 2 weeks of regular season.
You're live, Mike.
Somebody's watching football.
Dang it! I got the okay. I thought I had muted a channel on it. No, it's baseball.
Okay.
And it's not me watching it. It's somebody else. Somebody. And I muted it.
Yep. No, it was coming over pretty clear.
I'm sorry. My apologies for that.
We got the Newsmatic Man is in here. One of my new subscribers.
Sorry about not keeping up to date and talking about who's in the stream. I'm very green at this, and
we're green too.
I struggle to look at the computer and watch your faces and talk, and then look down and see Nicole. Is it Nicole Ruiz? And
Ruiz, yeah.
Ruiz.
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 Yeah, we should be saying
who she is.
You should be saying hi, and
she does not like me because I like I like the Braves, and my Braves beat her Astros. I'm kidding, Nicole. I'm just kidding.
Mike's watching the Red Sox. That's right. He's a New Englander. Alan's a New Englander.
Yeah, I'm not watching the Red Sox. I'm watching, or the Yankees.
I can go inside now and put on my television, and without a doubt, there's every American sport that's ever known to man is on a channel in there. So it's not on the mainstream, but it's on the apps that we have on our television.
See, I had the apps on the TV, and I was checking to see if the TV was getting signal, and it was getting signal. It was my laptop that was the problem, and so I brought the thing up, and it went up to the Braves, and I turned it off. So I knew that I said, okay, we got internet. Let's see what the problem is. So it's in my laptop. So let me reboot. And sure enough, it came up. And then I forgot to turn the TV off.
The funny part about I've been having trouble with Windows and Microsoft 10, and from what I understand now, they're doing away with it next year. So they're doing away with Microsoft 10 or Windows 10, whatever the hell it is.
Yeah.
And they want you to go to 11. Okay. At one point, I went to 11. Okay, a couple months ago. You talk about foreign territory. Holy crap! I couldn't find nothing.
I run a radio stream through obviously computers, and when they changed the last from 8 till 10?
Good night, Morgan.
I lost all.
Good night, Morgan.
The capacity of the programming everything had to be redone, so that cost me thousands, and I'm dreading. I'm going to have a computer that's old and never turn it off, hopefully, so it doesn't have to reboot. And I'm looking at one right now, just there, and it's
That's why I stay with YouTube, and I stay with cooking and growing things and stuff like that. I don't venture too far away from anything on there.
Well, I have Apple. I'm a Mac guy, and I love it. Which everything, we were without complete internet for a minute there because ever since the storm, we had a tree fall and it knocked down the cable TV lines, which is who gives me my internet, Comcast, through their cable. And since that tree knocked those down, I mean, the line's still intact, but people are running over it because it's in the street, and so every now and then it goes out for a minute, and then it'll come back on. And when it does, I got to reboot the laptop sometimes, and that's what happened this time.
Have you seen the new? What's the Starlink, or the one that's the satellite internet? I see a lot of people out here.
HughesNet is what it is here. I don't know what it is there.
Yes,
but HughesNet, but you are severely limited on how much data you can do. And it's the U.S. I'm quite sure that internet prices are way cheaper there than they are here in the U.S. Our internet prices are high.
Well, I'm on
cell phone too.
I'm on unlimited and very fast, and I think I pay about $40 a month.
See, it cost us.
That's nuts.
I don't have unlimited. I've got, I think it's 600 gigs, whatever it is, every month that I get, and they it costs $120.
Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah.
I stream through my T-Mobile phone, which I have the old plan, so I have unlimited, so I never upgrade my plan, so that they grandfathered me in, and so I'm able to run my computer. I'm able to run my Roku, so I can watch my YouTube on the television, and it worked out really good. So I'm not changing that for nothing.
I played the I'm old card.
Yep.
Hey, what kind of discount? I'm old. What kind of discount can I get? And they'll work with you a little bit, but I tell you, at one point, they wanted so much money for the cable, for TV, everything. Yeah. I don't have. What I do now is I have Fire Stick, and that's what I use.
Well, we just turned our satellite off. We've had a satellite on for 15, 20 years. I've had it on since day one with pay television. When it first come to Australia, we had it on, and we've had it on ever since. So they got very upset with me when I actually rang them up and said I want to disconnect, and then they said they'll give it to me for a year for nothing if you connect. Wow. But it's gonna. And I just said, look, everything that I'm watching, I'm not really interested in. I'm going to watch sport on the app, and I'm going to do this and that. And they got really crappy, and then I had to send back the box and all this sort of stuff, or they're going to bill me another $600 or whatever it was. And I think they just throw the box in the bin when it goes back there because it's But apart from that, now I feel sort of like I'm mortgage free, I'm debt free. I pay a $30 phone thing a month. I got to pay me rates when they come in, but apart from all that, life's pretty good at the moment. And very cold. I'm looking out the window right here, right now. Usually this time of day, I get sun into the face out of the window right there, but it is grey. It is cold. It's a bit of rain, a bit of mist. If I tried to film out the front where the boats are today, you probably see a bit of grey and mist and pretty eerie sort of weather.
Yeah, we're a little cloudy here today. We're a little cloudy out here today there. What's up there, sir? How you doing?
I'm doing just fine, thank you.
Good.
Just relaxing for the 10 months before I get back to work in November.
There you go.
Yeah, green is not my color. Red is.
That's the maple leaf, is it?
It is. I'm up in Canada.
Well, yeah. You'd appreciate the cold weather as well, my friend.
Yeah, I do not handle hot weather that much. I mean, the idea of putting 6 white boomers in front of my sleigh is not a cool thing.
See, Jonesy, you got to talk very nicely to this man here because comes December 24th comes around. You know where he's coming. He's coming around with the presents.
Ho, ho, ho.
But the good news is I have quite an online presence within the community. So I'm actually speaking to a lot of the families these last couple of years, especially since the pandemic.
Yep.
So I've been talking to children and grandchildren and set up dedicated videos and chit chat with them and give the kiddies a special treat. So
cool.
But
very cool.
If you come up to Canada, go to West Edmonton Mall. I'm sitting in the big chair there.
Very good.
My daughter's moving to Canada in a few months. Actually, oh man,
big country.
It is. Where they have the big rodeo once a year.
Calgary.
Yeah,
Calgary, Alberta. Yes,
yeah, that's exactly where they're going. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a beautiful city.
Yeah,
and it's very close to some very nice locations. Places like the crossing at Ghost River, Canmore, Banff. Within a half an hour, an hour's drive, you're into the mountains. It's beautiful.
That Banff, is it Banff? That they stayed there for about 3 months. They had a great time there. So I think that.
Steve, no singing. He's singing. He sees you when you're sleeping.
Hey,
that's always disturbs me when people say that. I do not gawk at anybody.
Good thing your name's not Tom. You'd be peeping Tom Santa Claus.
Yeah, exactly. When the kids ask me, well, how can you know what I'm doing? He says, well, I'll tell you a little secret. All the parents are part of my team.
Oh.
That's why I know what you're doing.
Yeah.
Ooh, I like that.
Hang on, we'll go again.
That's funny stuff.
See, I believe in Santa Claus.
Well, I've got 3 chimneys, so you take your pick.
Hey.
So I started my keto diet today.
Okay.
You did.
And my wife comes downstairs. She goes, "Smells really good down here." I said, "Yes, that's meat."
Nobody ever said, "Boy, that broccoli smells good."
Nope.
Only with some sort of butter. But,
or cauliflower.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, some of that stuff you just, whoa. You know,
Folks used to say, "Oh, I can't give up potatoes." I said, "Can you really not give up potatoes? Is it the potato that you really can't give up, or is it what you put in the potato you can't give up?"
my man Keenan's in the house. Keenan,
I
how you doing?
What's up,
I
Keenan?
sympathize with your wife, Mike, because potatoes was probably and French fries were the hardest things to give up for me. But I'm gonna try those PSMF French fries that Marie Emmerich made. I'm gonna try them, and I'll let y'all know how they went.
She made some French fries.
Yes, sir. It's on her free recipes on her blog, on
I'm
her
gonna look
page.
at that because I know that
Yeah.
She makes them out of
Heavenly
palm,
Pan.
right? She makes them out of palms, I think, right? Hearts of palm.
No, she uses her PSMF bread, and her kids said it's great, and they fry them, and they actually look like French fries, and they have the crunch of a French fry. If you
Because I
can get
know
it, if you can get it past your brain that this is not bread, this is a French fry, you'll be okay, I think. But imagine you could use the vinegar salt on those like they do at the Wingstop, and it would probably. It's all about the seasoning.
yes.
See, what
Because
my
the
problem.
potatoes.
Go ahead, Mike.
Potatoes. I mean, oh, I love mashed potatoes. They'll say, okay, have you ever just had the potato mashed? What do you put? Oh, I loaded up. See, that's the potato itself ain't what you really love. It's what you put in it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you start adding Yorkshire pudding and gravy and.
You're right.
Right. Yeah, and everything to it. The only
dad
problem
always put peas and onion in diced up onion and peas into mashed potato.
Peas is the worst thing you can eat.
Is
as far as sugar. As far as sugar.
Yeah, it's sugar. They're sweet.
Especially mushy peas. Yuck.
Yeah.
Yeah. What do you call it? See, the only thing that bothers me is with that, what she does and some of that stuff is some of the ingredients that she uses, I don't trust. It's not that I don't trust them. I mean, there's no studies on some of the, even xanthan gum's been around since the early 1960s. Okay. And that is a stabilizer. And it is also for shelf life. That's basically what it's for. Thickening and shelf life. So what is that doing to your gut inside? You know what I'm saying? And
it's like like meat tenderizer. I always wondered if it's tenderizing that meat, what is it doing to my stomach?
Yeah. So
most of the meat tenderizer is almost
salt.
all of them had the salt. The salt's first ingredient, and you can use just salt on a piece of meat to tenderize it because it will. I'm telling you, you just want it to start breaking down that connective tissue in it.
Yeah, that's the only thing with that bread and stuff like that. There's a couple ingredients in it that I just don't agree with as far as, and that's for me now. I mean, everybody else can get away with it. There's a certain amount of ingredients in there that don't work for me.
That's why I went with that lady in Canada, the older lady. I can't remember her name. Ketogenic woman. She, because of her autoimmune, she changes hers up to things that I can have. So, and I believe she's made them. So I'll have to go check and see. And if not, then yeah, she's in Canada.
Which I've tried the fries that Heavenly Fan.
Hello, Lightning.
Does have you seen those fries that she does? They've got xanthan gum in them and some coconut flour, and they tasted a lot like fries. They really did. And but they still have a decent amount of carbs in them, and you can only eat like 7 or 8 of them before you've really gone overboard with it.
Yeah, and that's the problem. Trying to get your mind around
Anita. That's her name, ketogenic woman, Anita.
Yeah,
Alan posted it up.
Yeah,
that's her.
Yeah, I need to have a piece of bread with this. No, you don't. You don't. You know what I'm saying? That town too. Okay, he's doing a series now with lettuce and with tomatoes and stuff like that. So it's what's up here that's telling you what to eat. You know.
Tennessee Bushcrafter was saying, how about jicama, turnip, and those huge radishes that can get 100 pounds? He's talking about those daikon radishes.
Yeah, underground, no good.
Right. They if you're going to eat something those are one of the few things that you can get away with eating that come from below ground, but you got to still use moderation. Watch out, because it doesn't take but a minute to overload them. Because I've done the red radishes into. I've roasted them and then made them in and boiled them and such as that, and made them in potato salad. Or I've done like a home fries type thing with them, and they're really good. But you still got to watch out because those carbs do even in it add up real quick in a hurry. You know.
I had my urologist tell me when I had bladder cancer. He told me they had to stop my treatment because they said, "Guess what? You may have diabetes." Where the hell did that come from? That's the first time I ever heard that. Okay, they had to stop the treatment because the treatment tore up my liver. And next thing you know, I'm with type 2. But this doctor said to me, he said, "Tom, listen to me. When somebody tells you that you're borderline diabetic, okay, he said, that's baloney. Either you're a diabetic or you're not.
Or you're not. Yep.
Plain and simple. There's no fence. Well, you know what? I'm one French fry away from being a diabetic. No, that's not true. Okay, your system, it's just tearing you up. So I don't go for that kind of you're borderline. It's not either you are or you're not, and it's just a medication that they're going to throw you on from there. But anything underground, I can't have. I just flat out can't have it.
You know the
Why
jicama.
is
I've
that?
made chips out of those. I've made chips out of jicama. And they're really good. They're real good.
You got to pick and choose your battles.
Right.
As a novice, why is underground roots vegetables no good?
Because they're
Concentrated
starchy.
sugar.
They're heavy in starch, and the starch turns into sugar in your body and breaks down any kind of like potatoes.
Yeah.
They're heavy starch, which some people say there's some that you can say you can cook the potato, then let it cool, and then you can eat it after that. And I'm like, no, I don't believe that. I'm not going to try that. I don't want to try that. I'm just going to stick with the way I'm doing it.
Yeah.
Even poor old radishes, crunchy red radishes, no good for you.
Well, in moderation, you can get away with radishes in moderation.
Yeah.
They're not near as bad as a potato.
I was about to
Nowhere
plant
near.
a whole row of them today, actually. Of all things.
Yeah, because they're nowhere near as bad as a potato. The radishes aren't.
The part about it is when people turn around and say you have is it keto or not. There again, if you're just looking to lose weight, is one thing. Okay, if you have any kind of metabolic problem, okay, you got to be very careful about your starch intake, about your carb intake, and the sugar. The sugar is the main problem. The processed sugar and even fructose. Some fruits.
Yep.
Here again, people say you can have berries. You can have blueberries, strawberries, raspberries, whatever. I can't.
Wow.
It goes immediately. Boom. The sugar plays.
And the blueberries, unless they're wild blueberries, they're of the berries, they're the highest in the carbs.
Yeah.
So the raspberries are the lowest in the carbs.
I love the sugar boost I get when I have a couple of oranges.
Yeah, and then sugar is even crazier than that, and that's the problem there. Even like Butchcraft is saying, Hickam is great. It has like an apple texture, which it does, but the concentration of starch in it, again, for a diabetic, is not good. That's why everybody talks about the difference between a white potato. I said this before: a white potato and a sweet potato. Okay, and then the difference between a sweet potato and a yam. Okay.
Yeah.
It's a big difference in that also.
Yep.
So on the sugar scale, basically they're right when they turn around and say that the sweet potato is better for you than the white potato. Okay.
The bearded Italians in here.
Yay, my man Brian.
I might plant some sweet potatoes to keep the daughter happy. She asked me that last night, actually.
Which they're better. They're still high in carbs, but they're better for you than a white potato.
Yeah.
By a large.
Nowhere near the carb count.
And as a novice, I'm learning every minute.
Yeah.
It's tough. I mean, it's hard.
It's helping. I learn something new every day about this.
Yeah.
And the day I don't is probably the day that I'll probably say, dang, why am I doing this? If I can't learn something new.
I'll get hit by a bus on the way to the doctor. That's my luck.
I'll get eaten by a Tasmanian devil.
Yeah.
There you go.
Don't worry about that. I heard he's diabetic, so don't worry about that.
He's
That's-
vegan.
So Santa, we got a problem now this year. If you come to the house, I'm going to have to just leave you something for keto. That's all.
That's okay. I get so much throughout the planet.
Okay. Because I figure
Yeah.
you and Rudolph will fight over the celery, I guess.
Let me put it to you this way. I did a walkabout in my neighborhood. I have a couple of the housewives dress up as elves. It's quite cute. They get the list of all the neighborhood children, so I know exactly what their names are. They collect all the presents from the parents. So we walk along, and I deliver the gifts directly to their door, and my elves run them to the doors. Of course, again, because of COVID, we had to do the distancing and all that. And the kids fed me so much, I thought it was going to explode. I barely fit in my Santa suit. We're talking everything under the sun. So I ended up last year, I gained 85 pounds.
Golly.
Jeez.
Yeah.
And the
Hence-
smoke with Keenan, I just wanted to say that I've been on this diet, this way of eating for 5 years, and it's definitely not, it's like buying a shirt that says one size fits all. It doesn't always work that way. What one person can handle, another person can't handle. I'm not a diabetic, but I am insulin resistant. And so I know for a fact that if I go eating things that are going to raise my blood sugar, even if it's longer, I'm basically going to either stall, gain weight. It's going to knock me out of ketosis. So, it's pretty much, you just have to figure out what works for you, because some people can eat the sweet potatoes and stuff, and people like me, I can't.
Mhm.
Yep. Yeah.
Right. We're only talking about what works for us. It may work, something else may work for others. And if that does, hey, more power to you.
Mhm.
I think what he's saying is that there's more people out there that say what we're doing is not good, but
Yeah.
Right.
I think
I'm not
Yes.
I'm not diabetic, but I have to watch
Me
my
either.
iron because I have hemochromatosis. So things like spinach, fish, red meats. My meats have got to be well cooked. Anything that will raise my iron count, I have to keep to a bare minimum. So that's my challenge.
You see now,
Oh,
and
man.
you know what, and that's 100% right, because people. You also talk about people that need vitamin K, vitamin K2, and all this stuff like that. So now, if you're taking a B vitamin, okay, and all of a sudden you start eating a little bit more spinach, okay, a little darker green that has a lot more K2 in it, okay, you're gonna hurt yourself. You talk about bleeding, okay. I was on blood thinner, and there again, if you don't do the research on it, okay, you can actually hurt yourself. All right. If you're on blood thinners, any kind of blood thinners, okay, which they real quick to put you on, and then you start eating these different vegetables and stuff, okay, that have a lot of iron and K2 and stuff in it, and you're taking B vitamins. That's why I'm growing this. I couldn't shave. I touched my face with a razor. I look like freaking Edward Scissorhand. I had blood everywhere going out. So you really got to be careful, and you got to do some research. Whatever you're taking, whatever they tell you to take, you got to check. That's why Sheena keeps saying we're not doctors, but I'm living proof of what happened with me. You know what I mean? And that's my whole take on this thing is that they go so far in telling you something, then they stop.
So you have to cook it well done?
Yeah. The iron in the meat.
I would be sad.
Me too.
I am sad when I go to a restaurant and I order a well done steak. I think the chefs are going to shoot me. Actually, it happened to me in Las Vegas. I went down there to Hell's Kitchen, and I told them I'm sorry, but my food's got to be well done. They brought me a blue rare, and I can't eat this, and they actually gave me my meal complimentary and cooked it well done, because there's no way I could eat it.
Yeah, I mean, and see, that's a problem. Everybody on all the barbecue and the cooking channels and stuff are doing reverse searing. Okay,
Yeah.
I've done it for years in the restaurant business. If you're on a busy Friday night or Saturday night, you put your steaks in, okay, in the oven, get them going, and then you bring them out, and that's when you put the marks on. Okay, but when somebody would send a steak back and say it's too rare, it's not the way they ordered it, Okay. For a long time, what I did was rather than putting it back onto the burner again, I would put it into au jus. Okay. And that would take it out of it where we're not drying it out too much. Okay. Now we're the same side of the fence here because my wife likes everything well done. Okay. I like it rare to medium rare. Okay. But lately now I'm finding that I like it a little bit more medium rare, a little more done with it because I guess my age, I guess I'm getting up there and having a hard time processing that stuff. So
There
Yeah,
goes
you're
the age card.
probably the same age as my oldest son.
I'm gonna be 68 in October.
Really,
loves-
you're looking very good. You're just a little younger than me.
Yeah,
But
I'm
my
gonna be 68.
son is 49.
Yeah.
Tom loves that age card, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm
Look
almost
at the color
66.
hair.
I'm 66 in September. So
I like when I buy a bottle of wine. I want to see my ID.
But you're
Yeah.
16 inside.
Until
Don't think about it. Not 16.
until Tom looks like the Colonel at KFC, I'm not gonna believe his age card.
I agree with you on that one.
Well, I have actually ordered a steak in a restaurant, and tell them when they say, "How would you like it cooked?" I said, "Lop its horns off, wipe its backside, and throw it on a plate."
Mm-hmm.
And because that's how. And I said, "Oh," I said. They said, "What does that mean?" I said, "Rare, medium rare, rare. I'll take." And I've actually worked with a lady that she would order it well done, and it would come out, and there would be juices coming out of the steak. She said, "That's blood." I said, "No, that's juice from the steak. That's not blood."
Exactly.
And she said, "That's blood. I can't do this." And she'll send it back. And I've seen her send it back 3 times. And then it come out, and she'd take a bite of it, and she'd say, "Well, now it's dry." Well, now, and I said, Robin,
dear.
really? And she's hysterical. She is such a good friend. Do anything in the world for you. I love her. But I have had more conversations with her about that. She said, "Well, talking about her husband, said he can cook a steak for me and it'd be well done and it won't be dry." And I said, "It came out well done. It's just it had juices from the steak. It was not bloody. It was not red. It was steak juices from it where they kept it still juicy."
Mm-hmm.
And she said, "Well," I said, "So you got what you got because of it." She wouldn't, and I've seen her not eat a steak because they just couldn't get it right.
Butchcrafter, I just want to say something. You are 100% right with the wild vegetables and stuff like that. Wood sorrel and instance of 8 times the iron of even kale. Now, I take this one medication. It's actually from Canada, from a nurse, Reen Case, her name was, and it's called Essiac. And it has four ingredients in it. There again, I'm not a doctor. This worked for me. It turns out to be a tumor killer. And she got chastised for it, Reen Case. Matter of fact, a couple well-known celebrities in the States went to her to use this stuff. Anyway, but most of that.
Where do you get that? Where do you get that?
I get it out of Canada. I order it from a place out of Canada.
So you can't get it in the U.S.?
You can, but it's a different name, and I don't think the strength is the same.
Oh,
but
okay.
That sort of took me out of the cancer realm, and to this day, I stay with it because it worked. And I'm not a soothsayer or anything like that. But what he's talking about is some of the different wild mushrooms. Okay. I don't suggest anybody go out and pick wild mushrooms. You have to know what the hell you're doing.
And I don't.
Mushrooms have some great properties for you, especially as we get older. Unbelievable.
Oh yeah, actually, you're giving me a bit of a flashback. We used to go a lot out mushroom hunting, and you really do have to know what you're doing. But they are so good if you get.
Yeah.
Wild asparagus too. Loved wild asparagus.
Yeah. You're talking my language now.
I want to learn how to recognize mushrooms because for everything that's a good mushroom, you got one that looks just like it. That's a bad mushroom.
See, but back in the day, okay, I had a couple of mushrooms that I seen shit I didn't want to say. with them wild mushrooms. Woo. Or if I went.
I've been to parties with mushrooms. I can tell you
That's
that.
what I'm talking about.
Wrong mushrooms.
Yeah,
I
exactly.
wouldn't mind a
Them's
mushroom
not
shake.
mushrooms. Them's not mushrooms. Them shrooms.
Yeah, shrooms, brother. You just stop and think about the dumb crap we did when we were younger. Holy moly,
Oh,
think about some
Hey.
stuff.
That's it.
I was a good kid, so I was a good
Me too.
child.
Come on, Sheena.
I may be the only one from my generation never tried marijuana.
I actually didn't get wild until I started singing and doing karaoke. But I was married to a musician, so it kind of, it was fun.
Yeah, that's
Mhm.
it. I've been touring with bands. Yeah, that's the way. I've been touring with bands, and honestly, we went to a private party we played a gig for Morgan Freeman at his house, and let me tell you, there was whatever you wanted to eat was in the kitchen. The chef would cook it for you, and whatever you wanted elsewhere was there. But let me say, Morgan loved to drink, just a couple of drinks, and what a lovely gentleman he is. But he had whatever you wanted, it was there. But yeah, it doesn't open your eyes up. It's just
Alan, that would be tough, Alan. I wouldn't want to be the taste tester.
makes you see how the other half live. But
Yeah.
we had some wild times. I'll
It's
say
like the story, what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas.
that. Yeah. What happened? Like band tours. Anyone who knows a musician, band tours are not glamorous, are not fun. It is like hard work in the end. You're traveling from town to town, into motels, out of motels, to a venue. Load your stuff in, play your gig, load your stuff out, cop abuse from people, cop smiles, pats on the back, all that sort of stuff. Go back to the motel, sleep, get up, get in the car, put fuel in, go to the next town, and boy, it just continues on.
Nothing healthy about it, but you know what? Wouldn't trade it for the world.
No, good times.
I admire you guys that do that. I mean, last week I had a gentleman show up at my door, and he handed me a beautiful classical guitar. He says, "This is yours." I looked at it. It's absolutely beautiful. And I said, "Yeah, I haven't played any music for 50 years or more." And then it was brass. So I played the trumpet. And he says, "So I hear you want to learn how to play guitar." I said, "Yeah, I do." He says, "Okay, well, we're providing, this is Guitars for Vets, it's called." Gives me all the lessons. I've got 10 lessons with this guy and plus online stuff. And I sat down yesterday. He even gave me the little tuner to try to tune this bloody thing. It hurts. I'm sitting there. I'm trying to learn chords, and holy mackerel, does it ever
Gotta
hurt
have
fingers?
calluses. Use super glue.
Oh, super. What? Just sniff?
On the tips
No,
It's not keto.
when you get good enough that your fingers bleed, put super glue on them, and then you can continue on.
Hang on. Let me go back to that.
Oh, he's got a nail file.
Yeah.
For it to file down the callus.
I'm just sitting here scratching away, but
Good
yeah,
grief.
yeah.
So I think
She's
it's
talking about
long
putting
haul.
the super glue
Also,
on
he
your
didn't give me any
fingertip.
kicks.
She's talking about putting the super glue on your fingertips so
Yeah,
you can and letting it.
Yeah. But you do.
And how do you? Wouldn't that lose touch with the touch that you have though? No.
Within 2 months, you'll be good. Takes about 2 months.
2 months.
Yeah.
Boy.
2 months will go like that. You know what it's like. Life. Honestly, like if I go back 5 years from now, I was in a different house from. I've been in 3 houses in the last 5 years. So you would not. Time just goes way too quick for my liking. But I enjoy every moment, like this moment now. I woke up. I'm in Tasmania, so I woke up relatively late. As you do, you have your little bit of breakfast and then looked at the phone and said, "Oh, look at this. The boys are having a bit of a chat. And I put it on and I said hi. And then I jumped in the shower. I've come outside and I see it's been going now for 2.5 hours. So that's time
Yeah.
just flying by.
We is long winded.
That's it. Nothing wrong with that.
We got there. Hey, that's why we got such a heat problem where we live. Too much hot air coming out of us.
Gee, that sounds like something my wife would say.
What's the temperature right?
No.
You're in Edmonton.
I am, but tell you the truth, I haven't been outside because I'm having a lazy day today. I did 4 live feeds this week on my own channel and on Coin World UK's. So I was quite busy. So I was just sitting down here, saw you guys chat. And I said, this looks more fun than working. I'm retired, so hey, I can do whatever I want. But gee, what is the temperature? I haven't even. I know I'm freezing in here. My wife likes to have it about 15 Celsius all the time in the house. I'm like, oh, okay, this is just to preserve me, I think.
Where did the passion for coins come into your life?
When I turned 65, and I sat down, and a friend of mine came over to the house, and he says, my mom's passed away, and she's left me with this big box of coins, and it weighed about 16 pounds. And he says, if you help me sort all this stuff out, I'll give you all my duplicates. I says, yeah, okay, right on. Well, almost a week later, I finally sorted all this collection out. I had a huge collection, all different countries and everything. I felt so guilty for the amount that he gave me that I bought him 14 albums that he could start putting his own coins in. And I started mine. So I've only been doing it since in the last 5 years or so. So it's gone crazy. It's absolutely gone crazy. I mean, I do displays now for West Edmonton Mall as well for the West Edmonton Coin and Stamp, because I anchor my collections in cabinets. I don't know.
Take care, Keenan. Thanks for coming in.
I don't know if you can see it there. There's one of the cases there I've got.
Yeah,
Wow.
nice. Yep.
And I got ones way over there that's against the wall. I don't know if you can see them all, but
Oh wow.
Right.
so this is my coin room. I put a lock on my door. My wife smokes. When she discovered that she ran short of funds, she decided to cash in some of my collecting. It cost me $300 to replace the coins she took.
Wow.
Wow.
But yeah, it's become a real passion. So I teach it now. And I'm part of the Edmonton Numismatic Society. So that's what I do. It's fun.
Exactly.
Yeah. That's hello.
Hey Marie.
Well,
Hey.
everyone, I am going to climb down, but I had a lot of fun, and thanks for letting me be a part of the community. But
Yeah.
I hope everyone has a great night.
Thanks
Yeah.
for coming up.
You do the
It's
same.
been fun.
Welcome
Thanks,
to
Shannon.
Saturday.
Thank you, Ken.
I had
Yeah.
a neighbor. He's passed on now, and he was from Maine, and he moved down here, and he lived here. And one of his sons, ended up in Edmonton working for the company that he worked for, and he was visiting, and he said, one winter, he said, we had so much snow. Then he said they were plowing it, but they couldn't keep up, and the road I was riding on, when it all thawed, we weren't actually on the road. We were in a field,
Mhm.
and we were off the road because they lost track of where the road was.
I absolutely believe everything you say. It happened to me last winter. I couldn't see the road. All I saw was the pole sticking up with the reflective tape.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the only way I could tell that I was on the road. It was like I'm plowing through with my van through snow drifts, and it was just basically I looked like a snow plow with the snow blowing on both sides trying to get through this thing. It was crazy.
Yeah.
And being in Australia, you don't see much snow, but when we were in Kansas on the last trek, it was the white fluffy stuff for one day, and then it was absolutely. I was running around like a child with bare feet and a t-shirt, and the neighbors come out and they said, "Excuse me, you do know you could get frostbite. We've been watching you out there for a while." And I said, "That's all right. I'm from Australia, mate." And they said, "Oh, that explains everything."
My mother had not seen snow until she came here to
Sun.
the United States. Woo! Look at the sunshine through.
It's coming through. Wow.
Yeah,
Looks
from
like the
November
glow.
till the 15th of April, we can expect temperatures of minus 35 to minus 50.
Wow.
Yeah. Wow.
You know, it's cold up here.
I seen frozen rivers and frozen lakes in. Went up to Lincoln, Nebraska, and up there it was everything. It was the middle of winter, obviously, and first time I've ever seen that. It's crazy.
Yeah.
The cold.
Ooh.
Yeah, I'm just glad we're into our 2 weeks of summer. It's kind of nice to enjoy it.
2 weeks. We
We're in winter, but obviously we've got an overcast, rainy day, and right now there's a break in the clouds. So
yeah,
I would think so.
You know what's really nice though about being up here is the during the summer, it's the length of the days.
Yeah.
Because when you're looking at 5 o'clock in the morning, it's sunny out, and it goes through till 11 o'clock at night.
Wow.
It's beautiful. We have rolling shutters on our windows, so if we want to get some sleep, we can get the dark.
Yeah.
But the winters, those are long, dark winters here.
I look forward to telling the daughter all about it.
Yeah, that's why we put the Christmas lights we put up. It's massive. It lights in my block. It lights up the entire area.
So how would you heat your house when it's that cold? Which
It's
is
gas.
the best way?
Gas.
Yes. Yeah.
The majority of it. Yeah.
And
Is
how's
that
the,
And I
natural
got a
gas
fireplace and fireplace here, a fireplace in my family room. I got a fireplace in the upper great room, and I got a fireplace in the upper bedroom.
yeah, look at that. Well, that's yeah. I've been in this house now for 3 or 4 months, and this house has got 3 fireplaces. And I thought, why would you put three fireplaces in the one house? And now you realize why. But yeah,
I've got good friends that live in Duluth, Minnesota, and it gets wickedly cold up there as well. And they're right there on Lake Superior, and they have they have 2 electric meters, and one of the meters is just for the regular house, and the other meter is for the heating stuff all over the house. And and it's all done in such a way where it's off peak stuff, and it doesn't cost as much as the regular electricity.
our state government do things here in Tasmania like that, where I didn't realize that if you're hardwired in with heating, that's at a really low rate. So it keeps the elderly and the poor and everybody who needs heat can get heated at the proper price. And
Right.
Well, that's good to hear. It's good to hear.
Yeah.
You're talking Minnesota. Anywhere where you're near water, especially the Great Lakes.
Yes.
That wet cold goes right through you.
Yes.
We don't get that here in Alberta. It's a dry cold, but you got to be careful because you could freeze to death and not realize how cold it really is.
Yeah.
Well, I was in Buffalo, New York, and Niagara Falls in May. Not this year, but in years back, and it was in May, and it was right around freezing, and we got snow and such as that. It was above freezing, but it was right around it. And we went back east toward New York City to Cooperstown, and in the span of just traveling in the 2 or 3 hours or 4 hours it took to drive, the temperature went from the low 30s Fahrenheit to in the high 60s Fahrenheit.
Mm-hmm.
That much difference, and it was roughly the same level. You're on the same level as far as parallel and all on the U.S., but it's just away from those lakes.
Yeah. The lakes make a huge difference.
We had a hunting cabin upstate New York, real close to the St. Lawrence River, actually in the Adirondack State Parks up in there, and their average snowfall for the year would be close to 200 inches a year.
Yeah, I can see that.
Okay, and I'm from New Jersey, so we have our seasons and cold and snow and stuff, but upstate New York, I tell you what, I've never seen snow like that. I was amazing how fast bang, come down. It was like, I was crazy. And until I moved out west here. All right. And you get up into like Wyoming and stuff like that.
Why does a town like New York have such cold winters and such hot summers? Like, how does that work?
Well,
I
all
don't
those
know.
tall buildings, the wind that comes through there, it just whips. And in downtown Atlanta, it can feel colder there than it does out here in the suburbs because you got all those tall buildings and the wind just whips all around there and it makes it feel colder.
You also got the currents too. The
Right.
you know, different currents coming off of the water, and
Right.
you know, hence
Yep. And it's right there on the ocean, on the bay, and
In my younger days, I used to drive a tractor trailer. I was a Culligan man. I used to drive cross country by myself, and I got out into like Wyoming up in through there, and they have what they call the Three Sister Mountains. Okay, you go for the first one. It's not so big, and then you get to the middle one. It was really big. It sounded like that story, the Three Bears. But in between them, okay, the interstate actually had gates that they would close off the interstate and wouldn't let you up there. And I was a young guy, I was in my mid-20s. To see that was like, whoa, okay? Until I witnessed it in the snow. I have seen snow like that in my life.
you guys, if you ever get a chance to drive from Alberta to British Columbia and take the Rogers Pass, you gotta see it to believe it. Because there, the snow is so heavy, they have what they call snow sheds. And as you drive now, you can't drive in there unless you have chains on your tires. There's no way you can get through there. So you're as you're driving along, you'll look and you see a snow shed coming up, and you'll look up and there'll be 200 feet or more where an avalanche has come down and completely covered the snow shed and down the other side. And that's why it is. It covers the avalanche zones that you have to drive through. Never seen so much snow in my life as driving through the Rogers Pass.
Isn't that the highest part of the Rockies, I guess?
It's pretty close.
Yeah. It would be the same effect that way. I did have a chance, though, and it never took place, though, for us to go up to Alaska. There was going to be like 4 of us driving. We were taking rock and some other stuff up into Alaska, but I never made it. They took team drivers instead. I always wanted to do that, but
Yeah, no, it's that's something I've always wanted to do. Alaska and Canada. I haven't done that yet.
Just don't do the same thing as my Aunt Margaret. She shows up here and she lands in Edmonton. She was from Manchester in the UK. She gets off and she says, "I can't wait to see this country. Where's the first thing? Where's the pub?" Of course, Manchester. Anyway, then she says, "Well, I want to go see Niagara Falls." I says, "Niagara Falls? You're in Alberta, right?" She says, "Yeah, let's can we go there one of these days?" I says, "Tell you what, Aunt Margaret, I'm going to explain to you in the easiest way possible just how big this country really is, because apparently you slept through your whole damn trip." So I take her and I do a day trip, which is normally not done. A day trip. That's basically there and back the same day to Jasper from Edmonton. It's a 7-hour trip one way. I said, "This is a short trip, Aunt Margaret. We're going to go see the mountains. We're going to go to Jasper for the day and then drive back." Well, within an hour and a half, she's going, "How far is this?" I said, "Well, let me put it this way. Where we're going is nowhere near as far as Niagara Falls. In fact, we would have to travel 35 hours one way, nonstop, to get to Niagara Falls. We're only traveling 7. And by the time she finished that trip, she was so exhausted. She says, "I'm sorry, I didn't realize it was so big, this country." I said, "Yeah, it's big."
I went up into with Culligan, because Culligan had a big facility up in Canada, up in Montreal, and driving up there in the wintertime, I couldn't believe there's no speed limit. They put the winter restrictions in, right? No scales, nothing, wide open. You could go do whatever the hell you wanted to do with it. That sort of freaked me out a little bit. I mean, I'm like this with the ice and everything. And you got these drivers coming past me.
Well, so some of those truckers, they get a little bit cocky when it comes because they're so used to the winter driving. But they make mistakes too. When I drive through, especially when we got some bad storms, 9 times out of 10, it's the trucks that are in the ditch, not us.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I'm looking at Florida, December 18th.
I was just reading that myself. Yeah, it's Australia's got similar problems. You get people that come out to visit and they'll go, Sydney's like in the middle of the eastern seaboard and on the east coast, and they come into Sydney and they say, hey, let's go to Cairns or wherever, and I go, well, that's 2 to 3 day drive or a couple of flights to get there, and they just go, oh, okay, let's go to Brisbane. And I say, do you want to drive? And that'll be a whole day driving, and then okay, well, where would you suggest? I say, well, let me show you what's around here first, and then we'll discuss what your plans are after that. So yeah, it's like the same. Canada and Australia, they're very similar. Driving in whiteouts is fun. I don't know why I always end up on the damn highway and it turns out a whiteout, because I would just as soon just stay home when it's, but 9 times out of 10 when I'm out, I end up in a bloody whiteout out here, and it's terrible. Yeah,
it's amazing.
I'm enjoying the sun right now. It's coming through. There's another cloud gap, and we're getting sunshine.
Wait a minute, you're in winter down there, aren't you?
Yeah, it's freezing. It's not freezing. We're this weekend. There's actually a polar blast coming up from the South Pole. So everyone's complaining that, like, everyone from Melbourne to Sydney to Brisbane are all complaining about the cold weather, but we're always 5 degrees Celsius colder than them. But yeah. We average around the warmest parts of summer here, say 25 Celsius, sometimes 30 if it's a really hot day. But again, I never experienced that because my wife was, I don't know how she's gotten into this habit. Maybe I just Canadianized her too much from Manchester, the poor girl. She likes it at 15 Celsius in the house. So that's for you guys that can't convert. It's, like we're talking under 60. Talking my language. Yeah, talk 55 or 50, whatever it is. It's cold in here. I'm like, goosebumps, Today I woke up this morning and it was about 1 degree Celsius, and then it's probably about 8 now, but the sun's coming through.
8? And it makes, oh my gosh, Canadians, 8 degrees Celsius, we'd be out in our shorts. That's it. It is. I can't quite make it out what it is. 102. 102. I die. One of my buddies before COVID, it was 2018. He says, "Hey, would you like to be a co-driver for me? I don't want to fly, but I want to go to Vegas and I need a co-driver. I'll pay for everything, all your meals, your hotel, everything." I says, "Where are you staying?" He says, "The Green Valley Ranch." Checked it up. It's like a 5-star resort. Beautiful. I said, "Okay." So I told my wife, I said, "See ya. I'll send you pictures." It's freaking. It's June, okay, but I went down there. It was 114 Fahrenheit when I got in there. I was wearing SPF 110. I'm a cancer survivor too. I've had several different things, including melanoma, and I've got this stuff on so I can maintain my albino tan. It's melting off me, going into my eyes. I went into a hot tub. It felt cold. It was ridiculous. I will never go down there in the summertime ever again.
What did you say? You stayed at Green Valley Ranch? Is that where you stayed?
Green Valley Ranch. Oh, what a gorgeous place.
I'm a mile from there. I live 1 mile from there.
Do you really?
Yeah. That's my go-to.
It was beautiful. I mean, I really enjoyed myself, but a whole week there, paid everything.
But I got to tell you, I moved from New Jersey to North Carolina. Absolutely love North Carolina. But I had some health issues. I couldn't keep up with the land. I had 17 acres of land there and stuff, but I couldn't keep up with it. Wound up going to Florida. Okay. Florida was not made for a fat guy and not made for me. Too hot, too humid. Okay. So I'll take the 102 out here. It's very dry. You can sit outside and not sweat. Florida, forget about it. You would just boil. That's how
humidity gets you.
Humidity gets you. But out here is not too bad. What I like about out here is you have a couple months of the cold weather, and it's not too bad. But most of the time, you're in like 60s, 70s,
Yeah.
and then, but but there's no easing into the hundreds. Okay, it's like a light switch. 70, the next day 114. I mean, that's
See, I went down there in February and March, and it was like 70 degrees during the day. It was beautiful.
Yeah.
All the pools were closed, for Pete's sake.
Yeah, too cold.
Canadians were walking around with the shorts on and shirts, and the locals are wearing parkas. I'm like, holy crap, man. It's beautiful. That's the only time I'll go down now.
That's it. You go to the local supermarket here, and you know the locals that have been born and bred and been stuck here for years because they're in shorts and t-shirts, and they're, "G'day, mate. How you going? Good, buddy." And you're there with your parka and your jacket, going, "You're a bit cold today." I said, "Yeah, it's pretty good. It's about 6 or 7." And you go, "Yeah, I thought it was about 6 or 7," but he was enjoying it. Like it is what it is. The water here too is nice because it's cold outside. The water seems pretty pleasant. It's probably similar temperature, or maybe even warmer. I'm not sure, but I went down the local beach just here and walked around in the water. My doctor said I got to walk on the flat, but I've got to learn to take my camera with me. I think I might have to film my little daily.
You should. You should. Especially if you're doing a lot of videoing for YouTube.
Yeah, I'm new.
All those things, do it.
Yep, I agree.
Yeah, someone did say to me, I think Devil Dog, he said to me, it's to show people that don't get the chance or the opportunity to be where you are will enjoy watching the day-to-day goings on and what you do. And I go, "Oh, mate, it's just the beach." And they go, "Well, some people live in the middle of nowhere and they don't get to a beach."
We're in a water shortage out here right now.
Lake Mead's pretty low, eh?
Lake Mead, they're finding bodies.
Is that where the guy in the houseboat?
And Hoover Dam is getting way down. It's getting concerning now. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So,
but look at all the bodies you guys are finding.
Yeah. See that? Yeah, if you don't pay the bill, if you don't pay your gambling tab, that's where you wind up.
That's it.
Crazy.
I'm looking for. That's the first place my wife wants to go when she finally gets her citizenship. I'm going to take her down to Las Vegas with me, and because doing these FaceTime videos with her when there's 4 feet of snow here and I'm with palm trees. Look, honey. Sorry you couldn't cross the border, hon.
Yeah, exactly. That's amazing. I mean, we you know what, and where we live, I'm like like I said, I'm a mile from Green Valley, and then I'm probably maybe 10 or 12 miles south of the Strip. Okay, right. So it's night and day.
Oh yeah,
we're in a regular community out here, and it's really nice. They really take care of really stuff. And then every once in a while, if you feel like you want to see something nuts, go to the Strip. I mean, there's some whack jobs right there, but it's fun to see. I mean, it's everybody said, why did you move to Vegas? Why would you want to leave? Well, I always liked the West, number one. Number two, my grandsons are out here, my daughter and grandsons. But living on the East Coast and Florida, up and down the East Coast, everybody saved their money to go on a cruise. Okay, you want to go on a big ship. And what do you do on a cruise? You eat at buffets, you gamble, okay? You swim in a pool, and it's like living the dream. I got that right here.
And much more.
Yeah, and you want to go see a show? We went and seen the Duprees a couple weeks ago.
Oh yeah.
Okay? And I mean, right there, right up front, it's great. It's just really, really nice. Especially, they say it's not senior friendly. I beg to differ. I think.
Oh, are you kidding me? I even did the zip line down Fremont Street, and I was, into my mid 60s. So hey, come on.
Yeah. So I mean, it's great. I mean, it's just it's almost like Alice's Restaurant. You can get anything you want at Alice's Restaurant. I mean, here it is.
Well, you've got every bloody restaurant you can think of, every show. If you like to play the odd slot machine, there's a billion of them.
Yeah.
Because I my last career was as a city bus driver. I belong to the ATU, and I show my membership card. I don't even have to pay for bus fare in Vegas. I say, "Hey, brother," and I'm on the bus. It doesn't cost me anything.
Yeah.
But I still love, and you got the monorail, which is dirt cheap.
Yep.
You know,
Yep.
you hop on it and beautiful views.
Yeah.
And the floor shows, bar none, I had more fun. It's not just okay, I'm a poker player. I've been playing for 50 years. The greatest part for me was realizing that all those skills I've developed over half a century, I could go down there and sit at a table in the Golden Nugget, and everybody else is a rookie sitting there. They're not too many locals, a few of them.
Yeah.
I'm not lying. I'm not, the honest to God. I went down there. I had $5,000 US.
Now,
I spent $6,000. This is no week. I spent $6,000. This includes flights, food, everything. $6,000. I came back with $4,000.
that's it.
So that trip cost me $1,000, but I spent so much and had all the floor shows and the entertainments and I probably got 110,000. Oh God, I wish I could do that again. 110,000 steps in one freaking day. We walked from Fremont. I stayed in the stratosphere, and so it was relatively cheap, but it was the best experience to possibly have, and I got to do it with my son. And my son Andrew, he's got a relatively weak stomach, and I took him to see the Blue Man Group. Big mistake, but you know what? The group was fun to watch, but sitting there watching my kid trying to keep from getting sick was the funniest thing I ever saw. I said, "What's wrong with you?" I can't stand it. Well, everybody's covered in plastic. They'll be fine.
Now they got the big Ferris wheel that you go up on there. And
oh yeah, the link.
Yeah, they got that.
Oh yeah, they got another zip line.
I was telling on the live the other night, and I was telling people about how scary it was for me to see during the pandemic that it was shut down, not a soul downtown.
Yeah, that was weird.
There's no locks on the doors, on the front doors. They don't lock the doors. To see the doors boarded up and to see nobody. I mean, nobody walk around. And we drove down there just because I was curious to see what was going on. And they were actually stopping people saying, "What are you doing?" So we're just driving through, or going here, going there. But to see this town, zero, it was just almost a scary seeing New York City, nobody around.
Mm-hmm.
Dead.
Oh, that was, you know what? That's 2 years I would like to forget.
Yeah, without a doubt.
Just an awful time worldwide.
But it's coming back. I mean, it's out here. It's coming back. I think it's a little bit better. I think everybody got a taste of ugly, and now it's getting to the point now where everybody to me seems a little bit nicer. You know what I mean?
I've noticed that even with my neighborhood, because we've got to know. They used to sit out in the front yard, and we never talked before. But that's all they could do is sit across the street from one another. Yeah. So we got to talking. Now we know everybody in the area.
I live in the 55 and older, and they were taking people out of here left and right, and that's scary. Talk about hitting home, getting real close. So, and then now you would go down and get the mail, and everybody was like, staying away from you and not coming near you.
Yeah.
Now everybody's talking. Hey, how you doing? So,
my wife had a conspiracy theory that they got this damn thing to get rid of all the older folks so they didn't have to pay the old age pension.
The sad thing is now it's winter here, and apart from the flu going around, the news now is there's the A41 or the 45 variant, this, that, and the other, and all that sort of stuff's doing the news again here. So the numbers are up, the numbers are down, the numbers are this, the numbers are that. So that's hitting the local news again, so I'm told. So it's interesting, but it is winter. Like, you do get sick in winter, sure. You got to take care of yourself.
You take your precautions, do what you got to do, and then go from there.
Yeah.
And my biggest thing right now is like we're doing keto and stuff like that, and I dropped 52 pounds, and actually 53. Another couple. I go up and down with it. But my health, I mean, as far as my diabetes and stuff like that, it's pretty much in check and everything right now. Mm-hmm. So losing the weight, I lost a lot of friends down at the pool. was when I would go down to the pool, they would all say, "Hey, here comes the fat guy. Let's go stand behind him for the shade." But I don't have that no more. So
Yeah, yeah. Hang on. That deserved that one, I think.
Well, I did this live tonight for a friend of mine who you got to check him out. Also, the Dude's Kitchen and Grill. His name is Mike. He's a great guy. He's a pretty good channel. He does barbecues and stuff like that. But down to earth guy, and he has a friend. Actually, they found out that they're cousins. Okay, and his cousin Patty Joe's cooking. He's from Australia.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he's a great guy, Patty Joe. Patty Joe is funny as hell. So they just come out with the new. That's my commercial. If you've seen my video, in the commercial, they're doing about Patty Joe beer, very plain and stuff like that. So I did a commercial on mine. So usually he's here on Friday night, and he brings everybody in, mostly a lot of barbecue guys and a little bit of everybody going in. So I figured I'd keep his time slot open.
You've done well, mate. You've gone for nearly 3 hours.
Yeah, I'm about ready to.
Yeah, well, once you go offline, that means I have to start finishing up my videos. That means I gotta go to work.
Yes, it's coming.
Procrastinating here.
I got a couple I got to edit, and but I tell you what, though, this is great. This is a great venue. I've been on here. August, I'll be here a year on YouTube, and I tell you one thing: it's one of the best things I've ever done.
Yeah.
Well, you're more than welcome to come on my channel any day.
Well, I subbed to you the other day when you were on.
Awesome.
You were on with Belt Loop. You were on with Belt Loop.
I'm not sure. I went looking for you, mate, and it come up all other people's sort of stuff. So I got to find your link. So I just copied your like the name that you have.
The Numismaniac. I know it's a silly name, but Numis as in coin collector and maniac as in crazy. So I'm a crazy coin collector.
You were up as the skipper the other night, though, right?
I am, because that's my persona. I do all kinds. I'm a seasonal actor, so I do the Captain Smith from the RMS Titanic.
I was looking for the skipper. I'm saying, where the hell's this guy at?
If I search that, no, seriously,
I got all kinds of different hats. Where's that hat that I got here? I'm a hat freak.
If I search that, the first thing that comes up is what's in the numismatic cabinet, and another one. There's another video from somebody else. The money reserves, and there's another video from somebody else. Another video from somebody else.
Nice.
Yes, my ship, she went down, and I can't understand why it was supposed to be.
They're friggin' rocket my way.
Yeah. Anyway, that's my White Star Line hat. Then if I want to go traditional, I got my privateer hat. I can go in full blown privateer. So I've got my tricorn here. I can put that on.
There you go.
Aye, matey. Well, we'll get the press gangs out, and we'll get you on board the ship.
I guess it was maybe last year. I guess I'm not sure. I haven't watched it in a long time. But there was people that were actually dressing up and going back into there he is. MI6.
MI6?
No, that's a band. That's a rock band.
Okay.
They've been going since the 80s. So, and they're still going today.
I've got my special COVID hat.
Yeah.
Yeah. It comes with the mask.
Ah, Jesus.
Jeez, that's a beauty. I haven't seen that before.
That's pretty cool. That's funny.
I know that fella. I've seen that fella somewhere.
These people were dressing up. They were actually living back in the 1700s, cooking, living out in cabins and stuff like that. I said, "Wow, okay." I said, "YouTube's really got some strange stuff."
It's creative anachronisms, and they're a lot of fun.
Yeah.
I do it dress up as a Roman soldier or from the Middle Ages. It's fun.
The guy I'm on for tonight, he did reenactments for the Civil War.
Oh, that's an awesome one. Those are great.
But these people got. I mean, they lived it. They were cooking, making stuff. And that they would go out for 3 or 4 months. I think they would go out and live it. Actually
And
live it.
eat the crap that they ate, and it was crap.
Yeah. And the funny part about it is one guy went full time. That's what he went off.
Whatever floats your boat.
You got that right. Okay, gentlemen, I'm going to pull the
Aye,
plug
aye,
on this. And I appreciate you coming in, and thank you very much. And I'll see you in the
Yeah.
funny papers.
Yes, I'll
Thank
look
you.
forward to the
Thanks.
next time.
Okay, take
Yeah.
care.
Yep. You too. Thanks, mate.
I don't know how to get out of this damn.
You just click. That's the one. Oh, you're still going. I've